Hello. I'm sitting there chatting with all you guys. I'm like, you come in for a yelling today, and I'm like, I don't know. I'll see how it goes. So how is everybody? I'm actually in a really good mood. I was just saying my son got engaged this weekend and I got to see the baby bump, and she is so adorable, and they were able to take their faces and because of AI look at what the child might look like, and I was like, I this baby is going to be absolutely adorable. So it's exciting, and I hope you guys all had a wonderful weekend. um I do. Everybody's talking about an energy shift right now. I do kind of feel like there is absolutely a nicer energy, or at least more subtle energy. It seems like, for me anyways, things kind of feeling a little bit more at ease. So hopefully, I hope all you guys are feeling that too. And right now, I did yesterday's reading, and these next couple days, there is this kind of uncertainty type of energy, this foggy type of energy with some of the planet transitions. And so it's not one to make huge decisions or just jump at things or assume anything, right? So let's look at today's readings and see what might be happening. Today is who's coming towards you. I want you to remember the first part of the reading is who's coming towards you. This is a general reading, so it could be anybody. It can be for anybody. It doesn't mean it's for everybody. But that's why I do the Aries through Pisces portion after each zodiac, so that I can look at a little closer if somebody is on your mind, a past person or a present current person that you're having some issues with. That's what that part is for, the Aries through Pisces. The main part is a general. It's like, maybe if some of you guys are really feeling it and this is my story, then it's going to resonate. So let's see where the energies take us today. I never know. Hello, Angel. Hello, Dr. Mark. Hello, Carissa. Hello, Bob. Hello, Mitzi. And I do have super chats after Pisces. I have a couple people on the list right now. And I'm going to start Aries. I'm talking too much. So I'm going to start Aries at 2:22. So I'm going to jump right in. All right. Let's take a look. We're on Aries right now, just getting started. All right, remember, we're looking at who's coming towards you, general reading, sun, moon, rising. Just looking at the energy that I'm picking up on in today's reading. If it doesn't resonate, you have Aries through Pisces. Right after that, I will look at the person you're connected to and see what might be going on. All right. Finally made it live. Absolutely. Hell yeah. All right. So energy for your person. Meditate on the person that's on your mind to see if we can pick up on what's going on. And I have the Knight of Swords, right? This is kind of perfect energy too. This is Uranus and Gemini. This is what I've labeled it, Uranus and Gemini. I don't care what anybody else says, right? But it's like, you're thinking you're going one way, and then all of a sudden shit turns and it goes another way. Or you're expecting the worst of something and you're ready to make a choice about something, and then all of a sudden, boom, something just hits you and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I didn't see that correctly, or maybe I need to rethink this. Right. So in this kind of energy here, it's saying in a situation that you might be in, you might be 100% certain that it's got to be this. It's got to be what I think. It's got to be what I'm believing. It's got to be what I'm feeling even. Right. That's messing with your mind. And things could turn so quickly, or they could be absolutely not even what you think when this kind of energy is coming in. So I do have an air sign for you. Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. That's Gemini right there. But let's see their energy right here. You got a King of Pentacles. All right. So it looks like you're dealing with somebody who's genuine and who genuinely cares for you. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. This is somebody that is more simple than maybe the mystery that you've built around them. Oh my God, they got to be doing this, or what are they up? They're probably sitting there eating, doing nothing, right? Just enjoying the moment, right? So sometimes we tend to, in the 4D, 5D, we're creating in our mind, and especially the Gemini energy I was just talking about, we're thinking your person is more complex than they really are. And so you are being asked to kind of simplify things when you're thinking. They're not sending cryptic stuff. They're not being, it's like you can't read into this energy with your person. So this person here is somebody who's very casual, very nonchalant at times, and is slow moving at times too. It's not because they're not interested. It's just because it's their pace of being. They would rather just be contented, move at their own pace sometimes, or they're busy, right? Or they're worried about something that is totally not even what you think. What draws this person to you? What keeps this connection kind of alive? And I'm seeing the Emperor card, right? So there's obviously something about your fierceness, all right? There's something about your actions. There's something about your commands. Your presence demands, to be noticed, right? It's like there's nothing soft about you, Aries, the Emperor, right? This means that you are right. You're right? You're right there. You're being authentic. You're showing yourself. You're very active and you're very demanding. Now, this person may love this about you or really like this about you. It's what draws them to you. But you also may have some sort of armor too and don't always show what you're really feeling. And, you always maybe are so used to being right about things. But your person seems to actually like this about you. But you see earth and you see fire. So right now, your energy is showing up as, very fiery, very on top of things. You want to get things done. You have a mission. You want to know what the next move is. You want to make a plan. And so does your person. But they're they're a little bit softer here in this energy. They're showing up as being a little bit more relaxed about having to have everything done. So if you're more the Emperor, which is we got to get it done now, your person's a little bit more laid back about that, even though they are a King of Pentacles. They will get their shit done. So what's the block here? The Nine of Swords, right? So you have somebody here that might have a lot on their plate. All right. They can't match your pace. Your person can't match your pace. That's what I'm coming up with. All right. Your speed reads to somebody like this, this is a Taurus energy. Even if your person's not an earth sign, this energy can say, I'm not good enough for you, or you're going to get bored of me. Or, this is my routine. This is what I like to do. And you might be reading it as this person's not interested in you. But really, it's something else going on here. It's just, they hang back, right? Not because of disinterest, but maybe they can't keep up with you, right? Your energy. It's just an energetic thing. So somebody's going to be like, yeah, I know you're fun. I know I want to be with you. I know you're pretty hot, pretty awesome, whatever. But I don't want to, get caught up in this and not be able to keep up and, have any regrets or have maybe you have some anxiety or they've been driving you crazy lately. And so they keep leaning back more the more they think they're driving you crazy. Now, this could also be somebody here that you're not quite connected to yet. Remember, this is who's coming towards you. So it could even be a new person. That's why I put past, present, new. The past is going to be the Aries through Pisces portion, right? And we're seeing here, if somebody is analyzing you or doubting that they can keep up with you, they're going to slow down. So let's see your energy, the Seven of Swords. You think they're up to something, or you think they're hiding back, or I think what's happening here is you think this person is more complex than they are. Try to quiet your mind throughout the week. I think by the end of the week, if you listen to yesterday's reading, I put a lot of work into that one, right? It was a really long one. I didn't mean for it to go so long, but it did. And the thing is it's showing you the energy this week. In that one, and it's showing you that you might be thinking they're being deceptive, your person, or you don't trust them, or you're like, what are they up to? And you're thinking all these thoughts. But this is where you're making something more out of a situation. You're making your person way more complex than they are. So the movement this week is the Three of Swords. So I am seeing right away here that there might be very minimal movement. Now, this doesn't mean that there's not going to be any movement. It just means that it could be quiet, right, for a while. You know, both of you trying to figure each other out. And that's why you're here and I'm telling you this, right? You know, so there might be, you know, not some exciting news right away. So what's your advice? The Seven of Wands, all right? This is crucial because the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Wands is saying you could easily get aggravated, frustrated, and persist and jump down this person's throat if you know this person, or you might get defensive and think this person, or constantly be suspicious and think this person is up to something. And so that is what's pushing kind of this person back a little bit. So I would say your advice is the Seven of Wands, stay grounded. If there is something that you have to say, you know, say it with grace. But at the same time, maybe you got your guards up. Maybe somebody does want, maybe you're wondering if somebody's interested in you. Why won't they approach you? It could be because your energy is coming up very strong, right? Or you're really defensive, right? Because you don't trust somebody. You don't trust what they say to you. Or you think they're up to something and they're not. They're just King of Pentacles in it, right? Just being kind of, you know, you're being asked to slow down to their speed for the next 7 days. All right. And see what they do for you. So it's like a test this week, Aries. See what they do to you when you slow down a little bit. All right. Now, and that's also here, the Knight of Swords. Maybe you're going at things too fast. You're assuming. That's assumptions. You're assuming things, you know, and it might not be what you actually really think. So let's see Aries through Pisces. Now, if that didn't resonate, I do have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and I have you showing up, but I also have Gemini. Let's see Aries through Pisces. If you have somebody on your mind, let's see if there's any movement this week or what their energy's like for each person. Aries, you have the Queen of Swords. So you are, you know, even if I put this up here with you, it is saying, hey, you know, kind of lighten things up, lighten conversation up, and use discernment this week. Now, I do see you have another Aries that wants to communicate, wants to talk to you. So you may get communication this week too. All right. But it could be trying to see each other's perspective, you know, kind of looking at things a little bit differently, not just seeing your own perspective and assuming that they're lying to you. All right. Hear them out. Yeah, you may hear from them. Taurus, I see the Tower card. All right, so it looks like, you know, Taurus is showing up in your reading here too. But for some of you dealing with a Taurus here from your past, it looks like there's a lot going on. It may be too soon here with the Tower card. Things are kind of unstable right now, and you can't see clearly when things are either falling apart, or you guys had an argument, or they're going through something in their life, or you're going through something. But I am seeing the shock here this week. They could shock you by saying something. They could shock you in some way, or you guys could end up pushing things too far this week that you end up having an argument. Gemini, Six of Swords. It looks like you and Gemini kind of cruising past whatever, you know, they could be coming back in, but it looks like, you know, they want to see where things go. They want things to be less difficult between the two of you. Cancer, Ace of Wands. You got communication coming in with a Cancer. They're wanting to talk to you. They got you on their mind. Leo, Two of Swords. Leo, you might, you know, they're still kind of pondering. Should we do this? Should I talk to you? Should I connect with you? You guys seem to butt heads a lot. So you do have some holding back with the Leo still. They know you want to hear from them. They know they need to make a decision, but you may find that this week you may have to wait it out a little bit more. Virgo, Six of Cups. So Virgo, all about you. So it looks like you and Virgo could be talking, could be reminiscing or reconnecting this week. Libra, Nine of Pentacles. It looks like Libra is just doing their thing, trying to focus on their foundation, focus on their work, focus on themselves. So I do see some quiet solitude time with your Libra. They just want to be by themselves right now. Scorpio, Six of Pentacles. Things seem to be moving and grooving with you and a Scorpio. However they've been, it looks like, you know, you may hear from them. It looks like they're still putting into this relationship. They still want to put into this relationship, put a little more effort into it. Sagittarius, the King of Wands. All right, so we're seeing some fire energy with a Sag. All right, so it looks like Sagittarius is on your same page. So things might really get exciting this week. It looks like they are thinking about you and thinking about a future with you. Capricorn, strength card, they may still be holding back, thinking it's the best thing to do right now. I would say with this one, with Capricorn, with the strength card, always tells me, you know, you guys got something going on here, but you're handling the situation maybe, and maybe you could find another way to handle the situation. Things will get better. Aquarius, 2 of Cups, looks like ending of conflict. If you guys have been not talking, you guys probably will talk this week. It looks like you guys still have feelings for each other. Pisces, I have Page of Cups. So Pisces here coming in with some messages of love. It looks like they really want to talk to you. They have feelings for you. Did I skip anybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. No. So Pisces looks like the winner. It looks like Pisces here really has deep feelings and wants to express something to you. All right. That was my Aries. Yes, come in and say hi. What is up? I'm glad so many people. Archer, it's your birthday tomorrow. I just saw that. I was like, in my mind, I was like, ooh, thank you for letting me know. I didn't know. I totally don't know what day it is. I have so much going on. I'm like, but I was going to reach out and say happy birthday and act like I remembered. I'm like, now I can't pretend. All right. So happy pre-birthday. I hope you're having an amazing week, amazing birthday season. And I've had a lot going on, so I'm sorry if I have been kind of MIA, but oh my God. Yeah. Hey, Archer comes in and you're what you carrying with you? Look at, there's somebody trying to ruin the mood. All right. All right. I would have acted like I knew, I remembered, I would have played it super cool, and I wouldn't have given, what was it? Who was it? Angel that said it? Angel, I'm sorry. I wouldn't have given you credit either. That would have been a score. No, I don't think they were being funny. If they were, I don't know. That wasn't funny to me. So I don't have room for that today. Too many. We're trying to focus on the good things today, not some negative crap today. I know you would get your credit one way or another. All right, let's move on to Taurus at 18. All right, I got to pick it up here. Oh, I do. Do I always send it late? I'm always late for. Hey, Archer, just know that I'm late for everybody. I'm late for my own. All right. I've slowly forgotten about my birthday over the years. I don't want to know. All right, Taurus. It is Taurus time. So Taurus, we're looking at who's coming towards you and why. And so this first part of the reading may resonate. It may not. It's a general reading, but I will look at Aries through Pisces for you at the end of the reading. And if you have somebody specifically on your mind, I will see what kind of energy I can get from that person. All right. So I'm trying to hit as many people as I can. And let's see, Taurus, who's coming towards you this week? Or who's coming towards you in general? Even if there's no movement this week, you know they're coming back around. That's another way you can look at this. And I have a strength card here. So this is the undertow of the reading, right? And it feels, you know, having the courage to persevere and persist no matter what, even if you're struggling with something with a partner or a person in your life, and you just feel like, I know something's there, and sometimes we just have to be, you know, patient with another person if they're going through something, or, you know, this is a bond that, you know, this is somebody that these kind of moments that you're sharing and these kind of weeks and these kind of complications expectations. Actually build the strength in this relationship, and you're building a foundation that maybe you're not quite seeing all the pieces because it doesn't look the way exactly you want it to look just yet. Now I have a Leo energy, and I do have an Ace of Wands underneath that. So you can see the fire that's burning. Somebody really here, you know, sees the potential in the relationship. But let's dive into them first. Their energy, the Seven of Cups, all right? So I'm reading it right. All right. So, you know, quietly under the surface, somebody imagining what it would be like to be with you, you know, the real them, you know, imagining, you know, what it would be like to be hanging out with you, to be comfortable with you, to see where things could go in the future. You know, maybe you see this different version of them on the outside. You know, sometimes when we first meet somebody or we're connecting with somebody, we have all these expectations and we say these things that we're not sure we really want. We don't know what we want. And we're always looking for the excitement and all these other things. But when it comes down to the reality of it, and we kind of, you know, take a look at all these possibilities, we start to imagine what it really would feel like, you know, to just kind of settle in. So somebody really does want the real thing. Maybe they're a little bit, you know, it's too soon for them to really make a decision though, but you got them fantasizing about it. So I don't feel like this is somebody, if they're holding back, this could be somebody that's holding back more because you got them really thinking. So what does draw them to you? And I'm seeing the Ten of Cups. Look at this. There's something familiar. There's something homey. There's something that you give to this person that reminds them of home, that makes them maybe feel safe. You know, and you might not even realize this. Remember, I'm looking at what I see with your person, not what you see. All right. This is somebody that looks at you and says, wow, this is somebody that just could be, you know, a soulmate of mine. This is somebody here that I can see building something with. This is somebody that reminds me of what I used to have. This is somebody that or gets me thinking about what I could have. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, maybe I didn't see this. Maybe I didn't even know what it was before, but now I'm starting to imagine a family, a future with you. You know, so you really have somebody here in their feelings for you. So somebody really, you know, their inner world is really imagining what it would be like to just kind of cozy on up and just forget about the rest of the world. So how do they view you? The Nine of Swords. They may see you under a lot of stress or under a lot of pressure. All right. Worrying about things, right? So let's see their block. What's the block? What's the World's card? So are you going through something that just feels like maybe you don't know where you're at right now? Maybe something big in your life just finally closed. You know, you ended a relationship, or you're going through this place in your time in your life where you just kind of feel unsettled about where you are in the current moment. And that's a common theme right now. It doesn't matter. It just feels like some people just don't know. They don't know what's next, what's happening. And it looks like you may be worrying a lot about this, about your own life, and this could be somebody that's circulating around you. It doesn't have to be, remember, I'm looking at new and I'm looking at present, right? So it could be somebody you're talking to. It could be somebody that's orbiting around you, all right? But somebody really feels or sees you as somebody they could be in a relationship with, all right? And thinking about more than just part-time here, but they may see you as still worried about something or anxious or still dealing with something else in your life. All right, so let's see you. The Five of Swords. So obviously maybe some of you are pretty conflicted right now or under a lot of stress. They're picking up on it. So whatever you're going through, there could be somebody that's watching you go through it, and they might be admiring your strength too. You know, they may know that you're going through a lot, and they're just like, how do you do it? And still kind of, you know, my Tauruses are very stoic and, you know, very strong, and you still kind of show up and you light up, you know. So this is one of these, they might be able to read what's really going on with you, even if you're trying to hide it. So it could be keeping somebody kind of a little bit distant at the same time, like they don't know how to approach you. So what is their next movement towards you this week? It looks like they're still kind of hanging around you. You could work with this person. You could be just building a relationship with this person. You know, you're getting to know them, and this person's not going to give up easy on this, especially with the strength Strength card and the Three of Pentacles, it seems like this person really likes you, really has, you know, really feels comfortable with you. So what I'm not seeing here is a lot of spark and a lot of drama or a lot of intensity going on, right? Or a lot of, but then there you have the Ace of Wands here, which is like this person really wanted to bring the fire into this relationship. So communication that maybe you don't expect this weekend could come in. But it looks like pay attention to what your person's doing for you, because it looks like they really want to be around you. They really want to support you. They may be doing nice things for you if you know them. Or if it's somebody that's circulating around you, you may notice them show up a little bit more and just try and get your attention. It could even be at the gym or whatever. Things may start to get a little bit more flirty with this person towards hopefully this week, the end of the week. Let's see, any advice for you? The Nine of Wands, you got this. Whatever you're going through, Taurus, that I'm picking up for you right here, the World card is telling you it's all coming together. All right, so if you need to hear one thing today, it's all coming together for you, right? You're a soldier. You've been through a lot. You got this, all right? And, you know, you're closing up something, which means you have a fresh or new energy coming in for you. And it looks like somebody admires you for something that you're going through. All right. And so these are the moments that people really fall in love with other people, when you see how another person is handling their own problems or handling something that obviously for you, you could be getting hit by a lot of different things, or just heard something that really, really hits you a certain way. So that's what I got for you. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio is really showing up in this reading. That could be the sign that's around you. But if you're dealing with a past person or past or present, and you know you're having a difficult time, or you're just curious any movement this week or what their energy is, I'm going to pull that up right now. So Aries, 10 of Pentacles. All right, so Aries wanting to invest in this connection too. Now you have the 10 of Cups here for an Aries as well. So same thing for an Aries. It feels like you have something about you that screams home, screams family, screams, you know, like you're somebody that we can nestle together. We can be, you know, you could domesticate a person, right? And your Aries sees the value. So this week, you guys may find yourself getting together or talking even about the future. Taurus, the Four of Cups. All right, so this is, you're getting a lot of cards. It shows that you've really been hit. You're really down right now. In one way, it doesn't mean the whole world's seeing you like this. It doesn't mean you're acting like this. But right now, you could just really feel like, damn, like, you know, when it rains, it pours. And, you know, I feel stuck, or I feel unhappy about, you know, the way things are right now. And you and another, you know, your Taurus too could be mirroring you. So remember, they could be getting hit by something else too. And they're just not quite sure. You know, they're very protective of their feelings right now. So they may be processing something. So right now it may seem like they're not interested. You can't read into that this week. Give it 7 days or less. Right. Now, Gemini, 6 of Wands. Gemini always wanting your attention. Gemini's coming back around. You know, you be mindful it shows up this way as superficial. You know, it's like Gemini likes your attention. All right. And that's it. It doesn't mean it can't go anywhere. This is a little win. You get in what you want. You may be trying to get them to talk to you, get them to notice you, get them to answer your DM, get them whatever. But it does look like they do like getting that attention from you. So it will come around. Cancer, 7 of Swords, may not be able to trust everything a Cancer is saying. Okay. You know, also, you know, if it's been done already, or they lied to you before, they'll lie to you probably again. I mean, there is just this, you know, once a cheater, always a cheater. Once a liar, you know, I'm pretty sure it's going to be, you know, unless they, I don't know, really had some awakening or something. But the 7 of Swords shows that they're not always being honest with you regardless. Leo, High Priestess. So Leo is kind of holding back, not really sharing with you just yet their feelings, but they are feeling a deeper connection with you than they're letting on. All right. They may be admiring you in the background, kind of listening to you, observing what you're doing, paying attention to your actions. Virgo, 4 of Swords. So Virgo is just giving things a little bit of space. Give it a few days, right? It's like, I need some time alone is what your Virgo is saying. Libra, Page of Wands. So Libra coming around wanting to flirt, play, talk to you. They're very much, they want you, they're attracted to you. So communication there. Scorpio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Scorpio, Knight of Swords, right? You know, I don't know, expect the unexpected here. You know, maybe there's some, be mindful of defensiveness, be mindful of assumptions, you know, because it looks like they're coming back to say something or get something off their chest. Sagittarius, 7 of Pentacles. So, you know, you have Sagittarius thinking, right? Is this worth it or is it worth it? You know, it's like, have we come this far? Is anything changing? Has anything changed? So you got them really thinking about what's next. All right, they're not sure yet. Capricorn, 6 of Cups, Capricorn in their feelings, thinking about you right now, wanted to revisit old times, good times, maybe wanting to reconnect with you. Aquarius, right? The Death card. So things might be over with an Aquarius. Sometimes it is time to just move on and let something go. Now, this might not be for all of you dealing with an Aquarius. This is pretty harsh. This is pretty much, you know, it's over. All right. You're just checking in because, you know, there's a party that wished it never did. All right. Pisces, the Lovers card. So you and Pisces share a deeper connection, genuine soul level. But, you know, for some of you, there could be choosing another path, right? But the love is still there. You may reconnect because you guys can't keep, you know, away from each other. You guys still hold on to each other. All right. Do what? What am I missing? I was in the zone. Don't forget I'm doing super chats. I close it right after Pisces. So if you want to get on the list, do slow. And let's go. All right. We have Gemini. Oh, send gifts. Yeah, I guess there's a bunch of new things that you can do. I don't know. I'll get my face back up there again too. I'm thinking about going vertical. I don't know. I just don't feel like it right now. I'm being lazy. But I thought you could only do that if I was going vertical. All right, let's see movement. I am checking for movement this, you know, on Mondays I check for movement. All right, Gemini. We're looking at who's coming towards you this week. Well, you know, who's coming towards you, right? And if there's any movement this week. So that means who's in your energy, who's headed your way. But sometimes that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to see what you want to see this week, but we're checking in on that. And if this doesn't resonate with you, Aries through Pisces will be for the person that's on your mind, past person, past present. This is present new, this first part. All right, Page of Swords. All right, so there you go. Overall, we're talking. All right. You know, let's talk. But what kind of talk is it? You know, is it superficial? Is it superficial? Is it causing restlessness? Is it somebody who is just holding back because, you know, they don't know what to say? You know, but I feel a conversation is headed your way, a real conversation. All right. And this kind of energy, though, we are in retrograde. I'm going to say that your Mercury ruled for you. I've been saying it all week, but just for you today, I'll say it, you know, which means that you can easily get in your head or misread a conversation. Be mindful of that. You know, or you guys be trying to figure things out, you know, trying to be cryptic, trying to read into everything. And, you know, we can say things or cause issues that don't need to be there. So reread text before you send them. Your person's energy, 2 of Swords. So you can see somebody here is really thinking about what to say. You know, it's like, what do I say? Do I really want to open this can of worms? Do I really want to invite this in? Can we, because this can be, we keep arguing. We keep seeing, we don't see each other's side of things. So somebody's really torn right now about what to say to you, regardless of what the conversation is. All right. They might just be shy. The Page of Swords can be somebody who's like, this is kind of new for me, you know, and we're talking, and Gemini can talk all night long. And this person might be like, you know, I really want to talk, but I just, you know, I don't know what to say. So what draws them to you? The Eight of Cups. They can't walk away from you. They're trying. For some of you, this could be somebody that is torn between what this really is or what it isn't. You know, is this something that is just pen palish? Is this something that is just interesting in the moment? Is this something that, it's okay, we talk, but, or is this just somebody that is shy, somebody that doesn't, I don't know, doesn't want to talk about feelings just yet? You know, doesn't want to get into the feelings talk is what I'm getting. Kind of getting a few different things at the same time. All right. So you have somebody that is torn because it's almost impossible to not see you, to ignore you. And somebody here that is feeling like questionable, like whether or not you guys can, you know, get along, you know, depending on what kind of a conversation this is. Now, how do they view you? The Queen of Wands. So it's no question that it has nothing to do with your charm. It has nothing to do with the way you look. It has nothing to do with your heart, right? So you're just somebody that's very outspoken. You're somebody that's not afraid to say what you got to say. You know, and, you know, maybe you're somebody that's got to talk everything out. Maybe your person is somebody that needs to take a step back and process before they make a decision. And those are really hard conversations, because I have people in my life that have to talk everything out. And sometimes, like, I will end up just agreeing just to not talk, because I need time to process, to make sure I'm making the right decision. And that's kind of what I'm picking up here. You know, you're just somebody that's hard to resist. So when you do text this person, they're not going to be able to resist your text. You're somebody that when you're around them, you're going to pull them back in. You're somebody that has a presence that this person cannot ignore. You can't ignore a Queen of Wands. But they're torn, you know, part of them isn't sure if they need to figure out themselves, but yet they don't want to walk away from you either. But if you're wanting something right now, this person here just wants to make sure they say the right thing, because they don't want to say the wrong thing and then absolutely make the wrong choice. So the block, the Magician. All right. So the block could be this person's just not ready to take action. They don't know what to do next. And that's it. There's no really reading into this really deep. You know, maybe somebody is wondering if you're the Queen of Wands. Maybe if somebody is wondering if you're really truly attracted to them, or this is just you want something, you're bored. You know, I call that out a lot on this channel, because I know what we do when we're bored. And then when we focus on something as much and intently with the Magician, we start to make something more important than it really is. Right? And it's like, that's what can happen. And they may be looking at you like, you're the freaking Queen of Wands. What do you want? You know, you can have anybody you want, but you're so stuck, you know, or you're making me nervous. You might be just making this person nervous. You know, but I will say that it's hard for them to not think about you. The Page of Swords is like, if you text this person, or you're thinking, or you're talking, or you show up around this person, they can't avoid you. So let's see you, the Page of Wands. Look at you, spunky little, I mean, you're all fire. All right, you're all fire. And right now, Gemini, you have Mars in your sign and you have Uranus in your sign. So you might be doing shit. We might see some Gemini streaking down the road, right? Or, you know, coming up with these games, Twister, Naked Twister. I don't know, like, you guys are just this energy right now. I don't know what it's going to do to you guys. I don't know what it's going to do to you guys. It's Gemini, and it's especially Gemini risings. It's in your house of identity and how you, you know, how you show up to the world. All right. So you might be very much in your unhinged, perfect word, perfect word. So, but that's also intoxicating. Gemini is intoxicating like that, but also it can be aggravating. It can be like, what the hell? What the hell do I do with this? So just know you got a great energy. Don't do anything different, right? You just got somebody questioning and they can't seem to, they just can't seem to figure this out right now. So the movement this week is the Knight of Wands. I don't know. Maybe you will win. Maybe you will you're getting a lot of movement this week. Maybe it's just you're irresistible. Maybe it's impossible to ignore this infectious, energy that you might be having. But just know that somebody may be afraid to have the real talk. They may want to keep it kind of light with the Page of Swords, kind of flirty, whatever. I think they're just, maybe intimidated by this energy that you have. Not intimidated by you, but maybe just like it's a lot. It's a lot of energy. You have all this fire showing up. But I do see that somebody may show up unexpectedly. All right, this could actually, turn into something fun. Somebody may, and this energy with you is very spontaneous. So you might be just all of a sudden something twist this week that is so funny. All right. So get a lot of fire. You could be dealing with an Aries, Leo, Sag. If that's the case, the fire's on. If you're dealing with another air sign, I just think, it could be anybody at this point. But let's see your advice. And I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles. Play the energy field as much as for what it's worth this week. For what it's worth, gauge the energy with your person. Follow their energy. All right. You may, or just notice your energy when you're around them and how they respond to your energy, because you're really more in control and have more influence than you realize this week. But you may not be realizing your intensity, how it's affecting the people around you, and you may misread the room. So meet them where they're at this week and try to analyze, the next 7 days. Now, if you're dealing with a past person or present past person, this is present future, this is going to be present past, right? We'll see the kind of energy that's coming through for them and see if there's any movement with them as well. Aries thinking about you. All right, Aries is all over your reading, by the way, too. So some of you connected with an Aries. It looks like they're really thinking about you right now, maybe thinking about reconnecting with you. Taurus, also 3 of Cups. Looks like Taurus loves being around your energy. This is what I'm seeing. Like Gemini, you got this very entertaining energy showing up this week. So entertain us. All right. Do your job. No, I'm just playing. You're like, I got it, noted. All right. But I am seeing like a Taurus really wanting to get together, just want to talk to you, hear your voice, or just, feel you in some way. So you may be reconciling Aries, Taurus. Now, Gemini, you got the 10 of Wands. Look at this energy. So you got a heavy dose of fire energy this week. A lot going on, but you may be making something heavier than it is. You may be putting too much effort into something that the real movement is you paying attention more, that maybe somebody else can't read your energy, right? Or they don't know what to do with the energy. So I am seeing here things could really get intense between you and another Gemini. I can't imagine what that would be like. All right. But things are kind of heavy here showing. Maybe it's time to lighten things up if they do come around. Or your Gemini is dealing with a lot of stress and they don't have room for much. And that's what you're dealing with. Some space here. Cancer kind of doing their thing, kind of holding back, maybe not ready, not sure what to do with their feelings. Or maybe questioning whether that you guys really should even keep going. Sometimes it's like, yeah, we might have feelings, but is it enough, right? Do we really need to? Or they're just very upset. But at the same time, the same thing here with a Cancer. They still can't move on from you, even though they may be upset about something. Leo, 5 of Cups, same thing with a Leo. Leo is still pondering over something that happened. It still affects them. The separation between you guys or something that went down between you guys. Virgo, 9 of Cups. All right, Virgo coming in. You may get your wish with a Virgo this week. It seems, the attraction between the two of you is real. It's definitely there. sometimes maybe it's just they're selfish at times. They want what they want when they want it. But I do see getting what you want with a Virgo. Libra coming back around here, maybe traveling to see you, hoping that you guys can recover what you had. Scorpio, 6 of Wands, wanting your attention as well too. So it looks like a little win with a Scorpio. If you are having some conflict, you guys will resolve it. Sagittarius, King of Cups, in their feelings. So Sagittarius really feeling you right now. All right, very emotional. You guys may deepen your connection, or you just may be feeling different with them, or they're reminiscent and they're wanting to reconnect with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Capricorn doing their thing. Capricorn's off on their own. All right, taking care of business, right? They're wanting to be single by themselves. They don't want any problems right now. They got a focus, they got a mission, a goal, and it's themselves. Aquarius may be dealing with family stuff, home stuff, relationship stuff. You're still a part of the fam. You're still a part of their memory. You're still a part of them. But if they have other responsibilities going on, it looks like that's what they're taking care of. Aquarius coming back around. I don't know if you guys got something you haven't finished. They're coming in to finish the business. Kind of defensive energy there. They could surprise you. And Pisces, I don't know, maybe it's too fresh. You guys ended something. It's difficult. Maybe they're having a difficult time, but it does look like you guys are, it's like leave the past in the past. I love you, Gemini. All right, Cancer time. It is still your birthday. Still Cancer's birthday. I've been feeling, I think it's because of the Mercury retrograde also, but I've been feeling the Cancer season, right? And fun fact, ex-Pisces. That's who we picked up on, past person. The top one is the top part is the present future. The bottom, that's how I'm doing it now. I always try to find the ways to please everybody and get everybody to understand how I'm reading, right? To make it less complicated. So hopefully that works. All right, Cancer 47. But this Cancer season's been sweet. Like a sweet vibe, the real Cancer feeling coming through, That's my experience. Cancer's very sweet till you piss them off. Who's coming towards you, Cancer? The first part, we're going to look at present, possible future. All right, so for those of you in this part that don't resonate, well, you might not know them yet. And the second part will be your past or present to past. Who you're still worried about, who you're still thinking about from the past. All right, Cancer. Queen of Wands. All right, so this is your season, and you're showing up as the Queen of Wands too, the overall energy here. And it's like feeling good. You should be feeling really good. This should be all about you. This should be about manifesting and thinking about what you really want. This is a reset for you. And looking at your future, right? You could have a fire sign coming around you. This is already showing a person here that, may influence your life in some way. And I'm seeing the 10 of Cups. Right? So we are seeing somebody here, part of your family, somebody this week could be in your orbit, somebody around you that is really excited to see you, or excited to get something started with you. It may be the first step to something bigger, right? And that could just be a side story. But this week looks pretty fiery for you, pretty passionate, and a lot of love from home. Maybe it's just somebody from your home that just wants to love on you. All right, so your person's energy someone, this could be someone that is dealing or just finally leaving the past in the past, or processing their own past, just now getting ready for something new. All right. Either way, it looks like you're getting to see the real them. You know, because this is somebody here that wants the real deal, somebody that wants a family, somebody that wants to be in a relationship, somebody that's used to being in a relationship, somebody that has that need for that comfort. They don't like, you know, flings. They don't, I mean, and if they got caught up in it, it might have been a temporary thing, but this is somebody that really naturally does better with family. They want home. They want a life. You know, they really want to find their place where they belong, especially because they may have gone through something and they lost a lot or lost someone that they really care about. And, you know, they're having a difficult time. So what draws them to you is the 10 of Wands, right? Maybe they can't bear not being around you. Maybe they see you going through a lot too, and they just feel like maybe you both are going through the same thing, and that's what bringing you closer together. Seems pretty heavy not being around you. Now, maybe something that has happened or something that they want to give it a shot. Maybe they finally are realizing that it would be easier. They don't want to do things alone. They'd rather do things with you. And it's because this can be somebody who has been through so much that they would prefer to do things by themselves or keep themselves single or just not let anybody in, because it's you know, you got 3 10s showing up for you. This is somebody that's like, every time I put everything all into a relationship, I get burned. But maybe for you, they just are like, you know what? I'm giving in. I'm giving in. I'm giving in to my Cancer because it would be easier. It's easier. Life is easier with my Cancer. How do they view you? The 8 of Wands. All right. They are drawn to you. You're very magnetic to this person. And this is somebody that really wants to talk to you. You know, maybe they want you to know what they're really going through. They may confess this week about something that they're really going through. And they, you know, it's like, I need to get something off my chest. There's something about your energy that excites them too as well. And, you know, they're under a lot of pressure. I feel like you may ease some pressure from this person. If this person would let you in, you probably would be somebody that would make their life a lot easier. What's their biggest block right now? The 4 of Wands. So this can be a slight fear of commitment, or where do I fit in? Or it's uncomfortable to get started. So you may have a challenge in, maybe you've been dealing with some challenges with this person as you're adjusting. But it feels like this person here is really being pulled to start something, build a foundation with you. So maybe some of my Cancers, somebody's coming home. This could, I don't want to say a past person just yet, because the second part is going to be focused on a past person. But this could be somebody who's struggling, having a hard time, and wants to come home at the same time. But let's look at it from this lens. This is somebody that is finally feeling like maybe it's time I belong to somebody. Maybe it's time that I allow myself to build a relationship again, because you bring a sense of joy to this person, or they see you around and they just feel like you've got things, you live the way they want to. Right? So it feels like, you know, and if this is somebody that's traveling to you, maybe there's some distance between you guys. It looks like a relocation is happening. Let's see your energy. The King of Wands, same thing right here. This is your partner. So let's just kind of throw this out there for your birthday as a blessing or a manifestation that my Cancers are calling in their partner, their home partner. There's somebody's coming home, or you're going to be in a relationship here, building something. Somebody may feel like they can't resist anymore, but it's really difficult for this person to open up again and start this off. So you're not going to be without your challenges, but it feels like somebody's feeling the pressure to reach out and to connect with you. You're their one. What's the movement this week? The Knight of Swords. This could come in. I know. Damn. The reason why I'm sending the blessing out there, the manifestation, because it is kind of like, you know, we can get caught up in Fantasyland. But that's why I'm saying the movement this week is somebody making a decision. Somebody that could, you know, kind of like come out of like where left field. Where the hell did that come from? You know, and somebody feeling a sense of urgency to come home or to say something to you or to be pulled towards you, talk to you. What's your advice? The Emperor card. Stay cool, calm, and collected. You have influence over this situation. You have a plan. And this here is, you know, grounding yourself, right? But this week, this looks like the week for you to take action and take the reins and go with it. Things look like they could be pretty easy this week. It's going to happen pretty quickly for you and a partner. I have Aries, I have Gemini, Aquarius, Libra, strong fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. So some of you, you know, there's a real strong fire sign that is coming around here that has eyes only for you. Now, they do have, this isn't going to be somebody who's not quite challenging and may irritate you at times, but it does look like they're finally wanting a big shift in their life. So with that being said, even though that could even represent a past person coming back, let's look at Aries through Pisces, because this is going to be the past, present. This is supposed to be present, future, but this read too also, as well as it could be somebody that's trying to come home to you. All right, Cancer. So Aries, Seven of Pentacles, you got them wanting to make plans for the future here with you. So this is somebody that's still thinking about you. You haven't left their energy. If you're talking to an Aries, or there's an Aries from your past. Taurus, the Lover's card. You guys have a genuine connection. You know, thinking, you know, obviously if there's another partner involved too, they still got you on their mind, and you guys are, you know, love will conquer. Gemini, Nine of Wands. All right, so Gemini, there may have been a setback, but they're not giving up on this connection. Cancer, look at you. When's my time coming? When's my love coming? All right. It looks like love's coming in around the corner here. Somebody's trying to make an offer towards you. So that frown may be changing. All right, it looks like somebody coming to uplift you. Now, you and another Cancer may be going through the same thing. Maybe you're just not sure. Maybe you're both just really protective of your hearts. But with your reading today, it feels like something's shifting between the two of you. Leo, you and Leo here making some sort of compromise this week, building something together, deciding to be friends or reconnect. Virgo, Seven of Wands. Virgo's got their guards up here, so you may have a block with a Virgo. I don't know, if you try to push at it, they could push back. Libra, the Star card, don't lose faith. All right, it looks like, you know, healing going on behind the scenes, but it could be too soon. Just let things kind of play out. You guys still both think about each other. Scorpio, the Hanged Man. So things might not be really changing or going anywhere with the Scorpio. It's kind of stuck in limbo, and it's going to keep you holding. It's going to hold you back. Sagittarius, it looks like a reconnection or talking, deepening your connection with the Sagittarius. Capricorn, the Empress card. So things are still growing behind the scenes between you and a Capricorn. You guys really do have deep feelings for each other. So allow things to just grow. Keep doing what you're doing is what I'm seeing, because it looks like a relationship could flourish from this. Aquarius, Ace of Swords. We're seeing breakthrough conversation, you know, so it starts all from a conversation. Pisces, the Death card. So I am seeing, if you're dealing with a Pisces and you got to know it's over if that's your card, because it shows like it's already ran its course. You know it's over, but you're having a hard time letting go. You're just waiting for somebody new to come in. All right, guys. Hello. Wait a minute. Who's coming back? We got retrograde going on, guys. So I am seeing a lot of people from the past come back, or a lot of weird things being said and stuff like that. Guys, I just want you to remind you that this is entertainment. And this is supposed to, when you come to me, I do a lot of meditation on trying to bring, you know, truth. You know, I'm trying to bring, you know, lightheartedness for you. And I'm trying to get you to see things from different perspectives. I'm not trying to solve all your problems in one day, right? But it's really just light. And a lot of people are going through challenges right now. And they don't need, I know some people just throw things out there and very hurtful and very, you know, it's like you got to throw your pain at everybody else, or you got to say something or just be rude. And a lot of people right now are just trying to hang out and just trying to, you know, most people have discernment. Take what's yours, leave the rest, and leave others alone. But we are in a retrograde, so we are going to see this, guys. We're going to see people saying things maybe they don't realize that they're being a certain way or how they're coming across. So I try not to jump down people's throats. Yeah, a lot of people are frustrated, but sometimes people say things and they don't realize that we're misinterpreting it, and that's retrograde too. So I try to be mindful where in the past I would just like jump down and I'd be like, jump on it. But if you see people that are just flat out being assholes, I mean, there's no need for it. Give us all a break. Leave us alone. All right, Leo. You know, there's got to be other things we can do. We can talk about. Right. I mean, I do recognize some people say things and they don't realize what they sound like. And so all right, Leo. Leo. All right. Who's headed your way, and is there any movement this week? So this is a reading that says somebody in your energy is around you, somebody that is moving towards you, you're pulling somebody in. The first part could be present person you already know, or it could be future. The second part, Aries to Pisces, could be present and past. All right. Let's see. Leo. I feel like I'm going to sneeze for Leo. If I have to pause for a second, Leo. There's a sneeze coming in. So is there somebody you're allergic to? Is there somebody breaking you out in hives? Ace of Cups. All right. So we got good energy here. So this is new love for some of you this week. And this can be present, you know, it's present. It's around you. Somebody's opening their heart. Somebody feeling an emotional connection with you, and or, you know, just feels something when they're around you, right? And this can even be, you know, finally resolving some conflict that you're having with somebody. So it's a good week for love, new starts, and the Magician is underneath that. So if some of you are single that are here, these are two awesome cards if you have a pull for yourself and, you know, what's going on in my energy. You're attracting in some new love. So if you're not seeing it, check your attitude. But if you're sneezing around people, that could be stay away from that person. That's just a joke, but you're attracting in what you are, what you're doing, and what you're being. So let's see your person. You have somebody cruising, somebody definitely moving towards you. Somebody wants to see where things go. If things have been in question for a minute with you and another person, I got an air sign. You know, it just feels like they're naturally drawn towards you. Somebody, you know, may not have the answers yet, may not know quite what they want yet, or you don't know what you want yet, but you guys are moving. Something's developing between you. Now, this is somebody that could be acting chill around you. They have a plan, though. All right. They have a plan. So this could be somebody that you see on a daily basis, you know, somebody that's different from your usual. But they're being intentional when it comes to their moves. So they may be around you and, you know, they make it a point to be around you or come around you, or, you know, right place, the right time kind of moments, you know, where you're like, that's wild. I didn't know we were both at the same place, you know, the same shop today, you know, but it is somebody that acts pretty chill. Somebody likes to have light conversation. They may be, you feel like something's going on, but you just can't quite tell because they're acting kind of casual. But this person here wants to see where things go with you. Now, what draws them to you? The 10 of Pentacles. You must have it going on, or they see potential here. They're like, all right, I like what I see. You guys may both share the same values or the same goals. You may work together, you know, or just have same family values. Or you both just want family. You know, we're in Cancer season. It's funny that I told you that earlier. I'm feeling the Cancer energy. A lot of people may be feeling like, you know what, I'm getting tired of just kind of floating around out there. I really want to be home. You know, that's Cancer. You know, Cancer, when they claim you as theirs, you're there. You're part of their fam. You know, it's like, this is what I'm feeling. Somebody feels like you are definitely worth the investment. They can see a future here with you, or they're thinking like, wow, I'd like to see where this goes. How do they view you? The Sun card. Leo, you got a great reading. I love this. It's about time. Leo's energy on this channel has been shifting the past couple weeks, you know? And we're getting closer to your season. That's why. So this is kind of one of these chill energies as you're getting ready to gear up for your party. You know, it's like more, it's like maybe somebody is kind of scoping you out or wanting to even, you know, just come back around, you know, hey, you know, this is who, look, it's like family here, marriage. This is a marriage card. So again, some of these readings sound, you know, too good to be true. And I'm going to send a blessing out to my Leos that marriage is on its way. You know, that if you're having a difficult time in your marriage, you're smoothing it out. All right. This is part of family problems, more money, more problems, more bigger family, bigger problems. I mean, we just have everyday challenges, but your love, the way they view you, the Sun card, I mean, you're the center of this person's attention right now. You got it going on. So keep doing your reset. Get ready for your season, because that's where you have your renewal. But somebody sees you and you're all they're seeing right now. Totally, your energy is pulling them towards you. Any blocks? The Temperance card. They're just acting chill. I don't know, maybe your person just comes across like, I don't want to seem desperate. I just chill. I'm just kind of moving and grooving, right? So the only block is you got to let it happen. You got to let it happen. You know, when some people see, you know, an opening, they want to control it. And that's where our biggest issue is, you know, it's just, oh, if we just hurry up and make it happen, because we're all trained that if you put the work in, you'll get something back. But here's where you don't really have to do anything. It looks like the work's being done. Your person's just kind of dealing in a chill energy, and it could be like you might not even be picking up on it around you. But at the same time, if you're dealing with somebody and you're like, what's that person doing or thinking? It feels like there's something there. They're just playing it cool right now. Let's see, you, the Star card. You get the Sun and the Star. All right, so you're obviously eluding a very awesome energy. You're very attractive, or you're center stage, or you get a lot of attention. You know, and this could be something you've been manifesting in for a while. You've been thinking about somebody, or you've been manifesting a soulmate, you know, doing all the work and things like that. You know, this is you just having faith and not losing faith in the possibilities that, you know, anything is possible here with the Star card. I have Aquarius, Sagittarius, and you're showing up center stage here in your reading. All right. So this could be where some of you just need to hear, you know, you're on the right path. Right? You have all these energies that are leading you towards what it is that you've been really focused on. What's the movement this week? All right. And I see the 5 of Swords. So I do feel like you still could be getting some mixed messages or uncertainty with whoever this is, but you have the 6 of Swords and you have the Temperance, which is telling me just this week, allow things to play out and see who kind of shows up in your energy field. See who's trying to say hi, see who's trying to catch your attention. So you may not be able to see through all the blurry lines this week, but it does look like you have somebody orbiting around you. Now, your advice, the High Priestess, listen, observe, and listen more. Your season to be center stage is, all the time, obviously, but really when your birthday comes. Right now, you got to kind of look at it as like a retreat season. You're getting prepared, right? So the High Priestess is asking you to sit back and observe and take a look around at who might be admiring you, who might be paying attention to you. Right. And really pay attention to how people are showing up for you right now. You have Pisces and Cancer energy here as well. So now if you're already dealing with somebody or you're focused on somebody from your past, the next part I will see what kind of movement or what's going on with that person. All right. And we have Aries, Ace of Swords. So it looks like Aries could break the ice and want to communicate with you. Remember, we are in a retrograde. It can pull back some of these, so you might find yourself talking to an Aries this week. Same thing with a Taurus, Page of Swords. What are you up to? You might just get a simple, hey, I'm just curious what you're doing. Gemini, things questionable with a Gemini. You may still be dealing with the same problems, the same uncertainty with a Gemini. Cancer, things could go in any direction with a Cancer this week, but I do see a lot of mental activity, a lot of communication, and be mindful of, somebody who's, blaming you. They might be blaming you, another Cancer. They might be aggravated. You guys both could be aggravated, and it could cause an argument. Leo, 3 of Cups. Oh, wait a minute. I just said that as the Cancer and Cancer. I'm sorry. Your Cancer could want something to say to you. Sorry about that. Leo, 3 of Cups. You have a friend around you. All right. This is all pointing. Everything I've said, you got a friend, maybe another Leo here that likes you more than just, they want to make things not so casual anymore, right? They might be acting chill and casual around you, but you have somebody, you're catching their attention. Now, another Leo, of course, but you also could be reconciling with another Leo. Virgo, 2 of Cups, wanting to reconnect with you. Maybe, want to talk, see what you're up to. They still have feelings for you. Libra taking the stand, right? So you may have a Libra this week that feels, called to be responsible, hold themselves accountable for something. Scorpio, star card. There's your star card. So if you've been dreaming about your Scorpio, it looks like you and Scorpio both thinking about each other. All right. Maybe you need some space to really figure yourselves out, but I wouldn't give up on the possibility here. Soulmate energy. Sagittarius returning. All right. And actually a Sagittarius may return better than they were. Things might be better than they were. Capricorn, still setback here, but they're still not giving up on you, on giving up on this connection. But right now it looks like things are, if you guys don't take a break, you guys could end it. Aquarius, tired of all the complaining, or they're complaining, or they're just stuck in a rut, so there is still some distance between you and an Aquarius. And Pisces, we're seeing justice. So you may finally, looks like they might be feeling guilty about something or wanting to resolve something with you. All right. So remember, this part is for a past person or present that you're still thinking about from the past. This part up here is for the present person you're currently, there's opportunity with, and you're wanting to, or a new person coming in. I don't know. Maybe I am too confusing to everybody. I don't know. I get it. All right. Virgo. And I've thought about taking that whole part out, but nobody wants me to. So it seems like it works for you, but I can see how it might get confusing. And I try to separate it. you know, but if I take it completely out, I know that a lot of people I've tried to before, they like that part. Yeah, I know. Hey, you know, my ex Leo used to call me Ma Frankie. All right. So we have Virgo. All right, Miss Virgo here. But he used to call me Ma Frankie. That's because, you know, up north, everybody says it. And in my family, they call everybody Ma. All right, Virgo time. Let's see. Who's moving towards my Virgos? Is there any movement this week? And then the second part, Aries through Pisces, will be, you know, somebody you're struggling with the past with, or a present person that you're struggling with. We'll see the energy with that. But the first part can be new and present. Virgo, the Chariot card, the Star card, headed in a good direction, stamped, headed in a good direction. You know, this is where God's got your back, Spirit's got your back, you know. You just gotta trust in the process with this. I hate saying that, but at the same time, it's like, it's the truth. It's like somebody could return and maybe taking a little bit of space from you, and then all of a sudden they return, and it just seems like things have improved. And overall this week, you may see a lot of improvement in your relationships in general, right? So somebody feeling really drawn, and things could really move fast this week. Last week, it could be like, I don't know what the hell, where we stand. And this week, you could be moving in, who knows, right? Could be talking about the future with somebody, right? And we have the Temperance card for your person. So Sagittarius energy, you have 3 major arcana showing up for you right now. Virgo, you're being asked to just don't force anything right now. And, you know, this is, sometimes things are meant to just move at this pace before they speed up, so that you can really ask yourself if this is what I want. Because what I'm hearing in my, what's coming through for me is that sometimes things move so fast. You want things to move fast, and then they move fast, and then you realize you get stuck in a relationship, and now you're stuck because the person really wants you. And then you realize that you're not as interested as you thought you were. Now you're going to have to be the one to hurt somebody's feelings. But maybe you'd rather be that person instead of you getting yours hurt. But this looks like someone could be really taken with you. And, you know, maybe their slow pace or them slowing down, they may be really, you know, trying to process things. And then all of a sudden, boom, like you're seeing this situation that you thought you had, that you were questioning. All of a sudden you realize somebody really likes you more than you thought. And then I just hope this is what you want, because one, again, if it moves too fast and then you start questioning whether or not you really want this, you could hurt somebody. So you're really going to make sure that, you know, like I said, if you don't give a shit, you don't give a shit. But I know for myself, being a Virgo rising, I can get caught in relationships and then months down the line be like, why am I in this? And then second guess it and question it. You know, and some people get in relationships, and once you're in a relationship, you stay just because, and then you don't leave. And then you spend your whole relationship figuring out how you could leave. So this is one of these, right? This is one of these situations where if your person's moving chill right now, figure out what you really want, because this person's going to come head on. You have Sag, Cancer, and Aquarius energy. Now, what draws them to you? Look at this, Magician, Gemini energy, Virgo energy. Your mind, you got this person's attention. You're very attractive. Everything about you, this person likes. I mean, this can be like you have a bit of everything. It just seems like no matter what, you seem to be able to figure shit out. You know, I just think somebody here is really taken by you. Now you got somebody who can't see anything but you. How do they view you? The Empress card. Look, all right, I'm going to do another disclaimer. A couple signs today are coming out with these like really loving, almost too good to be true type of readings for some of you. And so I just want to take a moment and send this blessing that for some of you, this is you. This is forming. This relationship is growing. Somebody sees you very loving and nurturing, somebody that could make them feel complete, somebody that they could build a life with, somebody who's very attractive in the whole package. You know, they might even see you as somebody, you may put off a great facade and then they can see another side of you. You know, you're really good at, you know, talking, getting things done, doing everything. And then the way they view you as the Empress, they see you deeper. So very Venusian energy, very loving energy coming through right now. What's the block, if anything? You know, the World card. Just somebody here really questioning their next step. Allowing it all to come together is the block. You know, you got to figure out, you know, I would say you're somebody that somebody sees the next of their world with you. You're the center of their attention. You just have to make sure, I'm not going to repeat myself again, that you're ready for this. All major arcana showing up for Virgo today. Let's see you, the Queen of Pentacles. So some of you may be feeling more confident lately, or just feeling more yourself and feeling more grounded. And when you're feeling more grounded and content, and you feel like, you know, you got it going on, and you've got something, you've accomplished something, you are talking to somebody, you feel really good, confident. It seems like you're in this energy that's really attracting in some wealth and abundance. So you're giving off. Some of you must be really feeling like you're in a good place on some level, feeling pretty content. But you don't have to control anything at this point. You just need to make sure that this person meets your expectations. Because when the dust settles, that's when you look and you go, what did I sign up for? All right. But maybe some of you are like, this is the best thing that ever happened. Because it looks like this could also be Virgo defining the next chapter of their life. It's not going to happen overnight, but this could be marriage energy too, or long-term commitment. What's the move this week? Ace of Pentacles. So it looks like somebody making a serious offer to you. Things getting real. All right, things getting real, about to start. So for some of you, maybe you'll get that, I want to make this real. You're mine, you know, I'm yours, you know, let's do this, right? Or somebody asking you out on a date, somebody here, you know, their words just scream commitment. So handing over part of their heart. Let's see your advice. Slow down and think about what it is you really want. That's all I'm going to say. Watch your assumptions, rushing into things. So this could be who you're talking to now that you feel connected to, and possible new potential. But the second part's going to be somebody you're struggling with and past. All right. Now I have Aries. So it looks like a lot of tension between you and Aries, but a lot of potential as well, too. It just seems like you guys need to slow down and get it together and not put so much pressure on each other. All right. There's intensity between you and an Aries, and I see them coming back in. Taurus, the Emperor card. All right. So it looks like Taurus may be wanting to, control himself a little bit, control the situation a little bit. They're really taking a step back because they're planning their move. They're planning, it's the game plan. They have feelings for you, but they may keep them locked up a little bit, and sometimes this guy here can be non-committal. When they're ready, they'll be ready. But I do see them initiating contact. Gemini doesn't know what they want. They're either in another relationship or they just don't know if they want to start another relationship because they just left one. Cancer wanted to reconcile or talk to you or just let it go the way it is because it looks like you're just deepening your connection every time you guys do talk. Leo, in love with you. If there's other lovers, their heart's drawn towards you. It doesn't matter, but, maybe we need to talk about where this is really going. I mean, there's a soul connection between you and a Leo. They choose you, but they have to make a choice to ground in on it. Virgo, Ace of Swords. You got two aces showing up for you. So you got a breakthrough conversation coming in with another Virgo. Libra coming in to talk to you. So Libra could be returning. Scorpio, Eight of Swords, right? A lot of doubt there with a Scorpio. You guys got a lot of negative energy between the two of you. Maybe something was said or not said, and neither of you are really able to get past it. Sagittarius returning for, I was going to say returning for a taste. I don't know. But they love your attention, but just be mindful that they like your attention, right? And it could still be kind of superficial here, but they do want your attention. Capricorn's still thinking about whether or not you guys can make it work. Aquarius, you get a block up with Aquarius. It just seems like they're pushing you back, pushing you away. And Pisces, the High Priestess. So Pisces still hanging out in the background, trying to figure out what you're up to. They still have feelings for you, or they do have feelings more than they're letting on. All right. All right. Virgo had such a, it was Cancer, I think. Cancer, Leo, and Virgo had some really nice energy coming through today for you. All right. Take care, Bina. All right. Let me get a good shuffle. I'm gonna shake it up. I'm gonna start it at 128. So just give me like 30 seconds to cleanse the deck. Libra, Mr. Theme. I haven't read the book yet, but it is on my coffee table. I've got about 50 books in my library that I have all good intentions to read. You are welcome. All right, Libra. All right, who's coming towards Libra? Who's in your energy moving towards you? All right, this week I'll look to see if there's any movement, any functional movement. But I'll also do Aries through Pisces if you're connected to a past or current difficult situation and see what's actually going on. All right, you got the Six of Cups. Look at that. Somebody wanting to reconnect with you. or somebody feeling pretty close to you. Love. All right. So there's genuine love energy. Sometimes it can get a little confusing because it seems like we're distant, but why do we feel this way? And you know, you might be feeling a strong pull towards somebody this week, or they're feeling pulled towards you. You might share important times together. Or you are really just getting to know somebody and you both are starting to really kind of vibe well. You know, it just feels like the vibe is, you know, both of you are naturally growing closer is what wants to come through. You know, it's just like there's a natural connection because you were meant to meet. All right, this is one of those soulmate cards. And it could be a week where who's around you is a lot of people. You don't just have one soulmate. I don't believe that. So your energy this week is like you're attracting a lot of group people that really just care about you, people that think about you. And maybe one specific person is actually really thinking about reaching out, right? Wanting to tell you how they feel, right? Maybe you had a recent conflict. Maybe you've been kind of separated or torn from a recent conflict or something that's happened, and somebody really wanting you guys just to, can we just let it go? Kind of energy, sweet kind of energy. Your person, Ace of Swords, you're clearly on their mind. All right, somebody wanting to talk. Yes, Treble. And you know, it's like this is the week that maybe not all conversation is going to be clear, because this card can say we're trying to talk things out, or it could be challenging, but I really do want to talk to you. And that challenging part can be somebody's just not sure, you know, fully what they want yet, but they just feel this connection with you. So there's nothing to really remember. This part is present new. So it could just be somebody's like, man, I like being around you. I like your energy. I like my Libra. But, you know, let's just talk. Let's just, you know, you got my interest. You got my curiosity. So what draws them towards you is you're hard to read. Maybe you're the type that just likes to be by yourself, or, you know, I said this earlier today too. I was like, to this one person, I was like, I feel like everybody thinks I'm unapproachable until they come up to me and I smile, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking to me, their eyes light up, you know. It's like, but I guess I give off a real, like, you know, kind of withdrawn sometimes energy. So what draws them to you is, one, you know, maybe you are, you know, very, very wise, you're very smart, you know, you just give off a very authentic kind of, I mean, this is Moses to me, you know. It's like you got something about you that says respect. And but to me too, what draws this person to you is they can't figure you out. Maybe you're good to go, you're withdrawn, you're good to go on your own. So what's Libra up to? What are they really doing? Why are they so quiet over there? Why do they keep to themselves? Or maybe you talk a lot, but you don't say a lot about what's really going on, right? You know, it's like you could be the most chatty person and yet not tell anybody anything that's really going on in your heart. You know, it's like there is the mystery. Thank you. It's like a whole lot of chatter, but what's really going on in there, you know? And so they're drawn to you, right? The Hermit. Yeah, Hermit's Moses for me. I always had, like, in the very beginning when I was a kid, I used to think Moses too. Right? So let's see how they view you, right, too. So this is what draws them to you, but they're very curious about you. This is just somebody that loves your attitude, loves the way you talk, loves to socialize with you. Maybe they just love to talk, to hear your voice. You question everything. You have very pleasant to be around. I mean, I don't know. You just got somebody interested in you. Maybe some of you, this is somebody that's trying to talk to you. If you're not leaving your house, I don't know what to say. It could be online. right? But if this is somebody that, there's a Virgo energy here, there's an Aquarius, Libra, Gemini energy here, you're very easy to talk to. You're very easy to get along with. You're very wise, very smart, and somebody here comes to you for all the answers, right? All your advice. Libra's like, great, thank you. But somebody really does, it's all about your intellect and how right maybe you always are, how, you put a lot of effort and detail into everything you say and do. Very easy to talk to, right? So what's the block right now? If anything, the Fool card. It's just somebody here getting the courage to start something with you. There's just a hesitancy. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, but the Fool card can just say a little bit of a hesitancy to get, to initiate. That first step is always the hardest. And for some of us, it takes the longest. But once you take that first step, then it's on, So it might take somebody a little bit. They just trying to figure you out, Libra. But once it gets started, let's go. Let's see your energy. The Hierophant. Look, you're coming out as being like super spiritual, wise, and, you're very much, you've got your standards. You have your standards and you have your beliefs. And you're very smart. Some of you teacher. Some of you guys really lighten somebody up and teaching somebody. Somebody could be younger than you. Maybe that's what draws somebody to you is your wisdom. That's what I got, Libra. Let's see the movement this week. It could be a Taurus, Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Virgo. And this feels really new, or somebody present that you're talking to that, something, because obviously, you're smart, but sometimes a Hierophant and that Hermit can be, it can be a little bit tough to approach. You got high standards. So the movement, the devil. All right. So this movement, try to read through the fog. Try not to read into this person, the devil. It looks like somebody might be slightly obsessing over how to approach you. They don't want to look like an idiot. All right. You got somebody that doesn't want to look like an idiot. And don't fill the silence with your, come on, tap into this energy here. Right. So somebody here, the weekend this week might be a little bit uncertain with the devil card. That's all that means they're in this position. It looks like somebody here, though, their desires, their want, their obsession could actually get them to maybe reach out, maybe say something, maybe slip. Maybe they say something foolish and you're like, all right, here it is. Maybe they say something and you're like, what the hell did they mean by that? Right. Or you might misinterpret somebody because they say something. Look at this silliness. So be mindful of who might be, but don't read into things too much. All right. This week, really, this week, I would say try not to read into. I say that all the time, but this week. What's your advice? The Four of Swords. Give it some time. Relax, chill. All right. Let the fog move on. And, just see where it goes. See where it goes, because it does look like somebody here really circulate. Maybe you're getting tired of waiting or tired of guessing. Maybe you have a lesson in there yourself, but that's what I have for you. Now let's look at, you also have Capricorn energy. Let's see Aries through Pisces. Now, if you're dealing with the present person and a past, or somebody with a past or history, or you're wondering if somebody's going to come back around, let's look at Aries through Pisces and see what energy comes through for them. Aries. All right. So you and Aries definitely feel a strong connection with each other, but there could be another person involved. But this is real love energy. Something will draw you guys back together. Taurus also has real feelings for you. All right. So they may be coming in with some, some realness. I like this. I like this energy. What was your Six of Cups? was the overall energy. So maybe the people you're pulling back from your past really do have real love for you. It's not just some foolish bullshit. But the devil still kind of popped up here. So you want to be careful. Because the movement this week is the devil, which means, if you guys are dealing with somebody that you've already learned your lesson, that's on you. That's on you. Gemini also coming back with something a little bit maybe more serious, right? Let's start fresh. Let's talk things out. Let's see where things go. But also, it is moving at the Knight of Pentacles position, but sometimes these relationships that are slower actually last longer. Cancer, it seems like you can't trust a Cancer. You got the Seven of Swords. Miss Anne. Right? And I'm seeing here, you just got to kind of see through and decide how much you're going to let it affect you. If you can't trust somebody, trust that you can't trust them. So don't put all your, just don't put too much weight on it. But if they do come back around, just be mindful that you can't always trust everything they say. Yes, it's the same sun that's expecting a baby. I'll say something just before I go into Scorpio. Leo, 10 of Pentacles. You guys have some sort of family vibe but going on. I don't know if you guys are both married or if you guys have been married or you guys still feel some vibe with each other, like you guys wish it could be this way or you want this, right? So I do see you guys are still invested in each other. Virgo's got love for you, Queen of Cups. It seems like, they've had time to maybe think about their feelings. You may deepen your connection with the Virgo. Virgo's up here in your reading too. Libra, the World card. Just let it come together. You got the World card showing up, which tells me, right now, sometimes things just really have to, it's tying up loose ends. It's finding closure. It's getting ready for something new. Right. And this is what's coming in for you, Libra, with another Libra. Right. Maybe you guys are figuring out where things are, deciding to whether you close a door or open a door. Scorpio, the Hanged Man. Nothing much has changed between you and a Scorpio. Maybe you guys just don't see each other, as perspective, or things are just in limbo and you know why, right? So things haven't changed much with you and a Scorpio. Sagittarius, I see the King of Cups. They have deep feelings growing. You may hear from a Sagittarius, or you just feel like things are getting a lot more emotional between the two of you. Capricorn, still thinking about whether they made the right choice or not, or whether or not they want to reach out. Aquarius, we have Queen of Wands. So Aquarius here is still very much pulled towards you, very attracted to you. You could have Aquarius showing up at your front door. Queen of Wands not afraid to knock in at 4 a.m. Pisces, 4 of Pentacles. So Pisces still holding on to you, but still holding on to whatever's gone on between the two of you. All right. So that can be irritating because you can feel like their energy's pulling on you, but yet they won't open up. All right. Yes, so my baby, my Aries, isn't that funny? All this Aries stuff going on, my Aries. And he's a Libra rising too, and he's got engaged this weekend to his fiance, who's a Gemini, right? And she's 7 months pregnant, and I got to see the baby bump, and she's just adorable. This woman is tiny, and her belly bump is just so precious. Yes, so big. Aries definitely took action. It became real for me. It was a real diamond. He got a really nice diamond. He did well. He did well. And she's not somebody she cares more about, building something. They both do. They're both going to be, good. She's not all about the big. They don't want a big dramatics. We're going to have a small wedding, small family wedding. And I mean, she likes nice things, but she puts it where she wants it, where she's different about it. So they're good. Yeah, I mean, my boy likes nice things, but he's like me. He'll spend a lot on certain things that he knows that will last. But he won't. My other son will spend money all the time. Freeless, he makes good money to do it, but my younger son, is more frugal, but spends on the things that need to be spent on. Yeah, if she's a Gemini, she doesn't want to think that far out. Yeah. She wants it before let's just make it easy, quick, fun. Let's go for it. Right. I'm just happy as can be. It's their life getting going, and I'm happy for them. It just became very real for me this weekend. Family, all the shifts. All right, Scorpio. All right, give me about 15 seconds to shuffle. See you later, nature girl. All right, Scorpio. Who's in your energy moving towards you? And is there any movement this week? We're looking first at present person you're connected to, or possible new that could be trying to come into your life. And then the second part, Aries through Pisces, I will look at somebody presently that you're still challenged with, and past. All right, or past. Yay, we need this. The Sun card, the birth announcement. I just gave a birth announcement. Yes, gonna be a grandma. All right, Leo energy, the Sun energy. Maybe Leo season's gonna be grand for you. Really good for you, right? You got this really nice energy around you, glowing up, light, love, a blessing coming your way, romance, falling in love. So this week, it does seem like if something, your luck's changing with this energy. And, this to me also can be ultimate clarity. You just feel clear. You just feel, something, I get it now, or I got it, or I'm understanding. And authenticity. So if people are being inauthentic, you can't deny it. Or if they're being really authentic and you can read into them and you just know and you see it, maybe there'll be a softer energy around you and another person this week where you'll just feel this very loving vibe. I love the sun, right? Something revitalized. And so even if you're in a situation that feels like it's been dampened lately, that energy says, we're going to bring back the happiness. We're going to somehow or another, we're going to lighten things up, and we're going to bring life back to this relationship, right? Or somebody just wants to somebody's falling in love with you. Let's see. You got a fool. Somebody coming in, right? So you're off to a good start. This is an Aries energy too. Look, I was just talking about my Aries sun. Aries in the birth announcement. How funny is that? That's why I gotta be careful not to, put too much. You're never gonna get me in my readings, but like that just came through. All right. Somebody here is like new day, new experience. But you have somebody here that is all about, can we just go with the flow? It's like, I really want to, I don't know. I don't know where things are going. I don't know, but I'd like to, look at the sun right here too. Somebody feeling really drawn to you. If you're dealing with somebody that's too nonchalant and you're dealing with somebody that is just constantly keeping you in this energy, that can be very frustrating. But with the sun here, it tells me more that somebody here is just like, you know something, Scorpio, you got me. You got my attention. All right, so what draws them to you? Page of Swords. Something you said, or just the way you talk, way you communicate with them. Maybe you talk to them differently than anybody else does. Maybe you're very positive, very your humor. I just got humor. I'm not very funny, but maybe you are. Somebody thinks you're very funny. You guys are on the same page. So you guys laugh about the same things. You guys get along. You guys seem to enjoy the same things. And it seems like you both are pretty curious with each other, or interested in each other. If this is somebody new coming into your life, they might throw you off guard. You know, you might be like, where the hell did you come from? A new interest, right? But there's something about humor. Like, I don't know. So be funny this week, Scorpio. Be funny. It could be a friend or a friend of a friend. Somebody trying to talk to you through somebody else. You know, you may notice people just asking you questions, somebody trying to ask you questions. I can be funny sometimes when I can't plan for it, that's for sure. All right, so let's see how they view you. Oh, the 6 of Wands. You got it going on. You're confident. Very attractive, and for some of you, very successful. Right. To me, it feels more like the way you talk, you're very confident in the way you talk. And somebody's very impressed with something you said to them. All right. Very positive week. This feels like this could be the entry of a new relationship starting this week for my Scorpios who are single. So somebody's not looking for fake. Somebody's seeing you because you're real. You're giving off great energy. You're giving off real energy. And it's somebody that's circulating around you. It may be somebody who's been in the crowd. Somebody's trying to get your attention. If you're dealing with, you got Aries, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, and you have a Leo energy here too. If you've had some sort of conversation, you might be having a conversation this week that brings you closer with somebody. They want to see you. Let's see. It's a really new energy. What's the block, if any? They just don't want to rush into things. They don't want to seem desperate. Your person's afraid to assume something and then get it wrong. You know, you could be somebody that gets a lot of people's attention. You know, feel me out for a second here, because I will give this as an example. I'm nice to everybody. I talk to everybody. I'm pretty confident, and I'll just talk to anybody. And yet that can make people think that I like them. And somebody may be afraid to think that, or assume that, or might be afraid that you have other people interested in you. And if this is somebody you're talking to, somebody's trying to get your interest, they may be acting nonchalant because they don't want to seem too desperate or come off too quickly, right? And I just know if you're in a real positive mood, Scorpio, and you're at your best, you know, Scorpio is a very social sign, and you know that you can definitely control a room. And that's easy for people to misread you. So let's see your energy, though. This brings it down, the 5 of Wands. Maybe you got other shit going on. You don't even know what's going on. Or you're trying to force something that you don't need to force. You're showing up as being the challenging one. So what do? Are you challenging somebody? Are you making something more difficult? Right? I don't know. You got the 6 of Wands. I don't know what you're trying to force. It looks like somebody here is intentionally trying to get your attention, but I don't think you have to force anything this week. I don't know. Maybe you got a lot of things going on around you. You might not even notice this person's in your orbit, like they're in your awareness, you know, trying to get your attention. Maybe somebody's afraid to ask you what's going on. They don't want to assume anything. So the movement this week, the 7 of Pentacles, slow and steady. So you may be noticing this person want to talk to you more, put in real effort in, or more effort in. So you could even make plans, future plans with this person, like, hey, yeah, that'd be cool if we got together. You know, that kind of energy is what's coming through. Let's see your advice. The moon card. Do not get all caught up in your emotions and fears over this and start creating stories. Neptune's going to station. So this is why I said in yesterday's reading that sometimes when that energy happens with all these retrogrades, we can start, you know, trying to figure everything out. And of course, we think the worst. All right. So I am seeing, have fun. It looks like somebody really wants to hang out. Maybe by the end of the week. The movement seems this week very social. It seems like somebody's really interested in you. But Scorpio, I am seeing here, you can easily get suspicious. This is suspicious energy, right? Or you're fighting it. You're fighting something. As soon as something starts coming in for you, you find every way to fight it. And it's like, this is where Scorpio puts up all their defenses and says, all right, if you can get past all these tests, maybe I'll let you in. All right, this could be what you're doing. And maybe you know you're doing it or you don't, but you're testing somebody, right? But I do see suspicious energy coming up with Scorpio. So somebody could be just trying to be nice, and you're like, what's really going on? What's your motive? What's really all right? So you have Cancer, Pisces energy, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, Aries. Let's look at now if you're connected to somebody and or you're dealing with somebody from the past. All right. So if you are here for somebody that's on your mind that you haven't talked to in a minute, or you're challenged with somebody right now who it's complicated, let's see what kind of energy is coming through for you this week as well, because you still have the Sun card, which means you could either find clarity on what's really going on. Somebody may be authentic with you. Somebody may finally reconcile with you, or it may be a blessing that somebody left your life. All right. Could be a blessing that something didn't work out. So let's see. Aries, Two of Pentacles, all right? So you got inconsistency with an Aries, but you still have them showing up, you know. You can still dilly-dally around with it if you want to. It's just, though, you're going to have to be, you know, not put a lot of weight on this until they become more consistent. Because it looks like it's on again, off again. Taurus, I see the Star card. All right, so you guys may find yourself getting together here in the future. All right, it does say that if there's things going on, you know, it's like you just got to kind of let things do their own thing for the moment. But this shows that you guys are still on each other's path. Gemini, Three of Cups, keeping things light with a Gemini. You could find yourself getting together with Gemini this week. Talking things out, maybe even reconciling. Gemini has more feelings than they're letting on, that's for sure, with the Sun card. And we have Cancer, Temperance card. All right, so things slowing down, things still kind of chill with the Cancer energy. You know, it depends on how long you've been waiting, but you're dealing with a timing issue, and you have to make a decision of whether or not you have the patience for it. Leo, I'm seeing death, right? So maybe it's a blessing. I'll say this two different ways, though, because I don't want to stop you from manifesting or taking your power away from you. You know, the Death card, the Sun card can show a renewal, a cleanse, but it also can say, like, if some of you just know it's over and you know it's time to move on, you know, this could be a sign that you just got to let it go. You know, it was very transformative, very soul connection, but it's time to move on. Virgo, the World card. All right, so maybe finding closure with the Virgo as well. A very important part of your life, but at the same time, it's time for something new. Libra returning. All right, so things might get better with a Libra. It's like they want to come back around. Scorpio, you have the 10 of Cups. All right, so you and Scorpio, another Scorpio could be calling it a truce, could be deciding to get together and make it happen, or you just feel a real strong soul connection with each other. And we have Sagittarius. So Sag, long distance or withdrawn. All right. So it does seem like ghost in energy, or just needing space to figure themselves out. Capricorn, King of Wands. You got Capricorn thinking about you. You may have a Capricorn coming around, initiating contact. Aquarius, unfinished business. They'll be back around. Looks like you guys still have something that you need to figure out. And Pisces, Queen of Pentacles, right? So Pisces could be coming in to want to take things a little bit more serious, or maybe they're just contemplating on where things can really go, but they care about you. All right. I look in the mirror in the morning and I get suspicious of myself. I'm suspicious of everything. I think I look behind the curtain, make sure there's somebody behind there. Scorpios are always like that. It's like, what's around the corner? What's going on? Sagittarius time. Two. All right, Sag. Thank you. It's just built, it's built in our genetics. But be real, guys. How many people are honest with you? And how many times are you honest with other people? You know, I mean, it's just like most people are not very honest. Whether to protect themselves, whether it's even from good intentions, it doesn't matter. You just don't know if everybody's always being 100% authentic. And it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean they're bad. We're being bad. We've all can find ourselves in that, but that's why Scorpios are suspicious about everything. Like, what do you really mean? All right, Sag. Moving on. Their energy. We're looking at who's coming towards you or who's being pulled towards you. First part's going to be new or present person you are talking to that seems like it has a lot of potential, or you just really want it to work. Second part, Aries through Pisces, will be past, and even if you're still dealing with them, but it's challenging. All right. Five of Pentacles for you. Five of Pentacles this week for me has been showing up as complaining. I don't know if it's because I just heard everybody complaining or I heard myself complaining and the Five of Pentacles kept coming through. So I don't know if collectively we need to all hear, like, just quit complaining, or worrying or focusing on the worst thing happening or expecting the worst to happen. But that could be, you know, some of this energy that's coming through, you know, and it's like it's about to change, right? You know, maybe you are having a difficult time, or somebody's keeping you at arm's length, right? And maybe they're having a difficult time, but that does not mean that things are not working itself out. It's just a lot of us take things personal. Their energy, look at this, 10 of Wands. So you still have somebody, maybe a fire sign, coming towards you, but it looks like somebody's working overtime, you know, and Sag, I think you can work overtime. You could run an aerobics class even after working 80 hours a week, and then you could stay up all night Netflixing and still want to have fun and still make plans to travel across the world and still have the energy to go to the movies randomly or have sex by 5 in the morning, right? It's like you have that fire, right? But you might be dealing with somebody that can't keep up. So something might be real. Something might be real between you and somebody else. But you may be figuring out right now, and the toughest part is whether or not somebody is truly compatible with you. It's only a compatibility issue. It's not a I don't want you or this couldn't work. It's you know, somebody may be having a more difficult time trying to keep up with your energy. You know, you know, some people think, oh, this is only a honeymoon period, but no, they get to know Sag, and sometimes it's the 10 years is their honeymoon. You know, that energy doesn't die out. So, you know, you might be dealing with somebody who's working overtime or trying really hard to keep up with you or feeling a lot of pressure to keep up with you, but really can't. And it could be a financial issue. It could be physical, could be physical health. Like, I just don't know if I can keep up with this. All right, but what draws them to you? Look at this, the Two of Cups. All right. Regardless of that, what draws them to you is maybe you're the first person that really gets them or understands them or talks to them a certain way. You make them feel, maybe you are very adventurous and you're the first person that really sees life differently. You know, if you have somebody that all they do is work and complain about life, you know, you might be somebody that's getting them to see that do stuff. Exactly. I'm a Sag North Node. I do this to you guys all the time. You guys don't give a shit, right? Right. But this is showing here, though, that your natural energy draws them to you. Maybe this is the first time they realize, you know what? Maybe life isn't all about, you know, complaining about life sucking. And Sag is like, who cares if life sucks? Let's just, you know, have some fun. But look, it's like things are growing. So maybe you're just dealing with somebody right now and you're just kind of working through some, you know, beginning stages, or what I'm getting is something is real between the two of you. And maybe you'll find out this week that really somebody just finds it hard sometimes to keep up with you. Let's see how they view you. Look at this, the Six of Wands. I'm really, you know, I kiss you guys' asses. All right. Six of Wands. Like, you are the shit. The way they view you. Everybody turns at, you know, I see like you guys walking around and I see everybody looking at you, and this person, it probably stresses them out. They probably think about, you know, when you really get to know them, you're going to get bored of them. We all bitch, moan, and complain. That's why I said that at the beginning. But they see you as somebody that gets a lot of attention and really successful, and they may be struggling to be successful. They might just not be as confident as you are, you know, and they tend to, life isn't all about, you know, that kind of energy. You gotta work your ass off, right? But they really admire you. So let's see the block, the Wheel of Fortune. I think your person's a little down on their luck and doesn't want you to know. But you might be breaking a cycle for them. So don't make any assumptions. That's all I got. You know, it's like you could be breaking somebody's cycle. They're realizing that maybe they do want to be more like you, or they do want to open up, or maybe you are getting them to open up a little more. But maybe the pressure is that, you know, maybe you get a lot of attention from other people and it makes them jealous. It's hard for them to handle. All right. So let's see you, the Ten of Pentacles. You do look very successful. To me, it seems like you have one mission, and that is to get everything you want. You want the whole package. You know, you come from maybe good family, you come from wealth, you come from money, or you already have money, or you're pretty certain that you're wealthy and content and you're going to have it. But it looks like you're dealing with somebody that maybe not as well off as you are. Maybe they should give themselves more credit, but maybe you're the one that's helping them see that life can be easier, right? So any movement this week? I see the King of Pentacles. Movement, it still looks like it's still building and it's real. Now, this is somebody here, you got a Taurus energy, and that, I should have said that at the beginning, because I was like, every time I pick up on a reading like this, I feel like you're dealing with an Earth, a Taurus, or somebody with Taurus qualities, which can be, it's worth it, long run, long term, you can stick around, you're going to have stability with this person. You'll have it all. This person's a hard worker, right? But they just might not be as positive as you are all the time, right? Or they need to see the money, show me the money. They don't, Sag, you can be very much idealistic and positive, and sometimes like, you know, fate will make it work and we'll figure it out. Well, your person is more like, the only way this is going to work is if I go to work. Right? They don't believe in some, you know, spiritual, you know, enlightenment that might, or fate or something like that. So you might be dealing with somebody who's not as spiritual. It doesn't mean they're not spiritual. They're very, I love the King of Pentacles. It just means that they need to see the proof. They can't just believe in something. And I do feel this destined energy for you. Like, you believe in destiny. You believe that, you know, this is happening for a reason. And so you got to maybe slow down on that energy right now, because you have somebody here that may not really see things quite that way, but they're definitely attracted to you because of it, and they may feel it. They may feel pulled to you because of it. Right? So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, any advice? I see the Death card. Just let things be, right? Let things kind of do things the way they are. I would say don't change anything, because the energy I'm picking from is, it seems real for you guys, and that things are just going to move a little bit slower at their pace until they're comfortable. Once this person's comfortable, game on. All right, so Aries through Pisces, let's see if you're dealing with a complicated situation, or past person. This part's going to be that energy. All right. So Aries, a lot of conflict intestine between you and an Aries. It seems like you guys challenge each other. I don't know. Another day, another problem. But I don't know. Something about you and Aries, you guys do it to each other on purpose too. So it feels like the tension is real. And it feels like you guys will figure out a way. It's challenging, but you'll figure out a way. You know, you got so much fire there. Taurus is thinking about you, thinking about reaching out to you, right? They see, or still think about you, think about the possibility. And if they pulled their energy back a little bit, it's because they're pondering on where things could possibly go. Gemini not happy with their decision. It looks like it really bothers them, something that went down between the two of you, or they're missing you, or having some regret. Cancer, 4 of Wands, right? So Cancer, you know, you guys feel at home to each other. They feel very comfortable with you, even if you guys are apart. All right, so you could have a reunion with the Cancer. Nothing's going to really break this one up. It seems like you guys have developed some sort of knowing towards each other, or comfort with each other, that it's a bond that's there. Leo, could be closure with a Leo, maybe letting that go, let it go in the past. You know, you've done all you can. It's time for something new. Virgo, past in the past, leave your ex in the past with Virgo, 10 of Swords. Libra, 7 of Swords. So it feels like you can't trust the Libra, you know, and so they could be sneaking back around, but just be mindful. The red flags are still showing up. Scorpio, I mean, regret. There could be some doubt. There could be some regret with a Scorpio, but you may regret letting a Scorpio back around if they show up. Sagittarius, you got the Queen of Wands. All right, so I don't know. Make magic happen. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. It seems like, you know, match their energy. You know, you might get lost in fantasy, and I love that about you. But this week could be, your person's a little bit more grounded and practical. So match their energy, and I do feel like this could be a real, you know, a real good time, a real good energy for you coming towards you. All right, with another Sag, it looks like you guys both are kind of on the same page, and you're always pulled together, or you will be pulled together. Capricorn, a reconciliation or falling in love, right? Sun card. You know, you'll get clarity on the connection. You guys feel a soul calling together. Aquarius, we see a new turn with an Aquarius. You guys may make a decision this week to go in a new direction. Pisces, the Chariot. So they're returning, but it looks like they've done some work on themselves. All right. You are welcome. Capricorn. All right. Almost there. All right, give me like 25 seconds to shuffle really good. All right, it's almost time for a new deck of the same cards because I really like these cards. All right, Capricorn. Who's coming in? Who's headed towards you? And we'll look at if there's any movement this week. So I am focusing on the energy of somebody who's interested in you right now or who's thinking about you and who's being pulled towards you. It's no guarantees. But the first part is new or present person that you feel really connected to. The second part, Aries through Pisces, will be for somebody you're connected to, but a past person. I will. I do like these, though. They're easy to shuffle, but I want the bigger ones. All right, Six of Wands showing up for you today, too. And that's showing up for a couple different signs. And a little victory this week, a little win coming in. So somebody could be returning with the Six of Wands. You may have had some challenges with somebody, right? And maybe something you've been really trying to work towards, work at, fix with somebody. And it looks like Capricorn, it's one of these times where, you know, you put the work in, you get it going, you get what you want. You know, sometimes I'll tell you, don't fight it or don't push it, or, you know, but yeah, if I told you that all the time, you know, it's like that'd be going against your makeup, right? So this could be where you're fighting for something or you're fighting through something. And this week you could get that little win that you're looking for, or feels like somebody really wants your attention. Now, for those of you that are single too, you know, this is also showing that, you know, you're showing up, keep showing up because you're getting people's attention. You're definitely somebody people look up to, or people see you when you walk by, or they look at you, what you're wearing. I mean, you get the attention. So your person's energy, the Ace of Swords, look, you got somebody's attention. You know, there's somebody maybe having a memory, right? Or reminiscing or talking or really thinking about the last thing that you said. You know, maybe somebody's ready to become honest with you, or, you know, break the ice with you. You know, and it seems, you know, like an energy of it took me a minute, but I needed some time to really think about you. To be honest, that's just what came through. I needed some time to really think about you. Even if we just had a date, even if we, you know, we were talking for a little bit, and then they could have been still dealing with something from the past in their own life, and they couldn't put full investment, you know, it happens. It doesn't mean your person's shitty. I mean, life happens. But it does look like somebody here, you may have had a challenging start with this person, but it feels like a truce coming in, or some sort of truth or clarity. Like maybe we need to talk. Now, what draws them to you? The King of Pentacles. Look at you. Look at my Capricorn sitting there, Taurus Capricorn energy. You know, because you're real, you're practical, you're down to earth, you're grounded, you got it going on, you're probably very successful. All right. You know, the King of Pentacles, everything you do with such intent. Everything you do with slight obsession. It's got to be perfect. It's got to be done right. If you have a plan in your head and you cannot follow it through to the end, that will drive you freaking crazy. And that's what people admire about you. That's why your sign is known to be very, very successful. You know, it's like when you want something or you're doing something, you want to manage it. You want it to be done. You want it to be done right. And this is something that maybe somebody's finally seen about you, that, man, they got it going on, and you're somebody that they feel very comfortable around because you're honest. It might not be always what they want to hear or what they want to see, but you're honest. You buy good things. You like good things. You like the good things in life. But also that can be also, just be mindful that even if you pay for your own self and you do your own thing and you're very, very luxurious, that could make somebody very intimidated as well too, if they don't like to spend money or do things like that. So then they have to keep up with your lifestyle. But they feel very comfortable around you. So how do they view you though too? Maybe they left you feeling disappointed, or you're still trying to walk away from somebody else and this person's trying to get your attention. They view you though as somebody that feels bored often or gets bored easy. And they may even think that, if this is the case for some of you, they might think that you might get bored with them. You might not be as interested in them as you say you are. Or you're not happy with what they gave you or how much attention they give you. So I do see here a truce coming in. Maybe somebody had, like I said, had something else going on. It had nothing to do with your character. And now it's like somebody here wanting to revisit this connection with you, because they don't want to miss this opportunity with you. But you may be very protective of your heart. And so they can see you as being somebody who is, look at this, King of Pentacles is very protective of their heart. So things have to be your way because you don't want to get hurt. Right? You have to control things because you do not want to get hurt. And so that can also be, but maybe they understand you now. Because they do see your value. Let's see the block, the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe they procrastinate, or they're, this again, they might not be as wealthy as you. They might not be they might not be a perfectionist like you are. They might not be as skilled as you, or they might not care about all the things that you care about. They might not like to spend money. They might be frugal. So I am getting the block though, is that maybe also for you, sometimes it just feels like this person isn't going, they're not motivated. You don't feel like this person is as motivated as you are. That can be a problem for a King of Pentacles. If somebody's not as motivated to work, to get up, to improve, to do anything, to try something new, you are going to get bored with this person. You're not going to want to sit around and just be stuck in the same routine all the time. And you could be dealing with somebody who likes routine. Because, Taurus likes routine. Capricorn likes to have a mission, change things up, both very successful signs, but just different in certain approaches. But if you're dealing with somebody that likes the comforts of being home or being, you know, not wanting to spend or be lavish, you know, that is where you're going to get bored as shit. So let's see you, the Emperor card, boss. You're the boss. All right. You like to control things and you're in charge. And, you know, it's like maybe that draws them to you too as well. But you can see too, Capricorn, that you are more in control, or you want control over the situation, you know, because you have feelings for this person and you don't want to get hurt. Now, what I'm seeing here is there could be a compatibility issue just when it comes to, you know, money, status, lavish things, spending, comfort, and control. But I don't think this is going to stop you. If this is meant to be, I think this could be, you know, you just have your fire, and that's the difference, is Capricorn's fire of earth, and you're dealing with a Taurus. But you guys have so much in common that you could make it work. But, you know, there's just some things here that you have to work through. So, you know, I just feel like if this is somebody that you feel like didn't give it a full honest shot, they didn't go anywhere. They're still around you. So let's see the movement this week. You have Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, you have an Aries showing up. All right, so this week, this is what's important. I feel like somebody's thinking about you and thinking about it because they miss you, or they're thinking about you more because there's space between the two of you. And I'm seeing the Hanged Man. So not much is changing this week. So if you're talking to this person, things are still staying the same. Things are still growing between the two of you. If there's silence between you guys right now, just, you know, I just feel like this is so important. They may come around and test the waters with the Knight of Pentacles, but I just feel here too, just match the pace of your person with the fire and the earth. This is the way we're going to get movement, is if we're kind of finding some mutual ground, you know. And I see your advice here too is also slow down too, because the Two of Wands is showing that something's coming together. You may be making plans this week, and it could be but you're dealing with somebody here, you know, that you're constantly waiting on. Not in a waiting on like we talk about, a waiting on like, come on, hurry up, let's go, kind of, you know. But this is about you, you know, this is really about you finding a happy medium with this person, because it does look like they want to see where things go with you. Now, Pisces energy. So now if you're dealing with a complicated situation or past, we're going to look at Aries through Pisces. This could be different. All right. This is new and present. That feels like, all right, there's something there. So past and challenges. Aries, Seven of Swords. So I'm seeing your Aries here still tiptoeing around you, but you got to be mindful. The red flags are still there. All right. We're still seeing here, you got to use discernment. You're showing up as the Emperor card. All right. Fool me once, fool me twice. You know what I mean? Your Aries may be trying to fool you again, right? Or maybe coming in, but could be holding something back. Taurus, I see Queen of Pentacles. So I just see the growth here with you and a Taurus. They may be feeling you, missing you. You feel comfortable to them. You're familiar to them. You know, so I am seeing something growing still between you and a Taurus. Gemini on their way in. All right, Gemini unpredictable. And we're seeing here, Gemini could be like all of a sudden flying in really fast, but this could be short-lived. So this is also where I am seeing here, it might be fun, it might be exciting, but be mindful to slow down a little bit, especially if this is a return in X. Cancer, love always brings you guys together. This is definitely real love energy, but it's, you know, desire for each other. But if there's other things going on and it just seems like we can't figure out, you know, you got to really think about this one. But love brings you together. That's your story. Nobody can You got to figure that out, but you guys do love each other. Leo, Knight of Cups. Leo coming in here as well with thought and feelings. You know, they may profess to you how much they really care about you. Their feelings are growing for you. Virgo, Three of Cups, reconciliation with the past Virgo, or, you know, just talking again, just finding yourself chatting things up again and trying to see where you guys are at. Libra, King of Swords. You got a conversation coming in with a Libra. You know, let's talk, let's be honest, let's clear things up, especially if it's a past person. And, you know, they're speaking the truth. So if they say something, they're being honest. King of Swords, that's one thing that you can trust with. They're pretty honest, you know, unless reversed. Then you know they're lying out their ass. Conversation here. Maybe just wanting to check on you. Scorpio, Six of Cups. Six of Cups, Scorpio feeling the love, Scorpio loving on you, Scorpio thinking about you. You guys have a connection that's still thriving or a connection that's building. Sagittarius, the Strength card, they still may be holding back just because they feel like it's the best thing to do right now, but doesn't mean they don't care about you. Capricorn, returning, somebody returning. There's one who's really in their memory about you. And maybe they've done some growing or healing. It could be another Capricorn. Aquarius also got you on their mind. You know, watch out for those late night texts, because if it's a past one, you know, they're going to be flirting, fantasizing, but they're still coming in this energy of uncertainty. Pisces, Eight of Pentacles. Pisces are healing, working on themselves, maybe a new job, maybe trying to figure things out. So right now I would say things are just kind of steady or staying the same, or they're just focusing on themselves right now. All right, Capricorn, I love you. All right, Aquarius. All right, make sure to get your questions in, because I'm probably going to close. I'm closing right at Pisces because I don't want this to go past 4 hours. Aquarius. And all right, give me like 20 seconds. I want to get a good shuffle. Hello, Michelle. Here comes all my Aquarians. All right, Aquarius. So the first part of this reading, I'm looking at who's moving towards you, who's got their eye on you, right? We're looking at present and new, or somebody that you're talking to that's present and new. And then the second part's going to be somebody in the present that you just can't let go of, that's from your past, or a past person that maybe you're returning. All right, let's do this. Uh-oh. You're the first one to get this. Somebody sneaking around. Somebody here not being fully transparent with you. It doesn't mean that it has to be super heavy. You know, and I do see a relationship underneath this, the 10 of Cups. So maybe somebody is tiptoeing around relationship issues, or not wanting to completely face a problem that's going on in a relationship issue. You know, I want to keep it light. So let's just see what's going on here. Let's get into this part before if anything, if that comes through again, I'll say it. All right, your person, look at this, the Sun card. So I am seeing sort of 10 of Cups in that. you know, somebody feeling you, feeling really connected with you, feeling you're very important to somebody. Maybe they're not letting you know exactly how deeply they feel right now. You got a Leo energy. But because the sun's here, I am seeing that, you know, yeah, somebody's not being 100% transparent with you, but it's positive. It could be that I really want to be with you. Now, if somebody else, this is what I was going to say, if somebody's in another relationship, they are saying to you, I really do have feelings for you, but it could be weighing on them the guilt of a family or relationship. All right, so that might be for somebody. You know, I don't feel like anybody's being maliciously deceptive, but that is what was coming through. I can see their feelings for you are authentic, and this could be a good week of expressing those. So let's see what pulls them towards you. The Hanged Man, maybe there's been silence between the two of you and they're not liking it. They can't figure you out. As soon as you go silent or you pull your energy away or you act different, they can't figure you out. This is always a common thing that comes through for you. I know it's a stereotype for you too, but we all have them. It's like you are hard to figure out. You switch and turn. You're very you also can be hard to, you know, you can be a hard person to argue with, right? Because you'll figure out another road to go down. All right, you wanna go at this? All right. Somebody better be on their point and have a lot of sleep and throw some caffeine in there to be able to keep up with your mind. But there's something about you guys being different. And this person, you may pull your energy away, or you may just always change. You might change sometimes, and this person can't read you or figure you out. It's always good and fun when it's fun and good, but when it's a fight or it can be hard, right? It can be very hard with you guys. Right? So this is the thing. Somebody here doesn't like the space or the silence that comes across with you. And also because you're different and you see things differently, this person here loves the way your mind works, loves the way you see things. So let's see how they view you, though. The Knight of Wands, very passionate, very fun. That's another thing about you guys. Very social, very fun. You got to keep you active. And they have a lot of chemistry with you, so a lot of sexual energy coming in. So if there's anything somebody's holding back, you know, if there's any reason for it, the most important reason I'm getting is that there's either other family involved, another relationship involved, but if there's none of that involved, they're just reading you. They're just trying to figure you out. They're feeling pulled towards you. Aries, Leo's here, Pisces, and Sag. What's the block, if anything? Let's get to it. The Seven of Wands. All right. The block is they just don't want to be pushed. And they want to speak up. They want to tell you, but, you know, I feel like this person may express themselves, but they may have been turned down before. Or they're afraid to get turned down, you know. And this can be that somebody just has their walls up a little bit. You're different. They don't know how to approach you, but it does not mean that they're guarded in a sense like I've been wounded. I'm so guarded. It just means that, you know, maybe they're getting ready or they have a hard time initiating or speaking their truth. Let's see you. The Magician card. All right. So, I mean, come on. You've got so much influence right now. And here's the thing. I forget who I said this for earlier. Was it Gemini? If you're single right now, pay attention to the people around you. If somebody's trying to get your attention, they're talking to you, but they just seem like, a little rough around the edges, it could be because you've got something about you going on that just really attracts them to you, because this is you giving off a great vibe. And your quirkiness, the way you're different, this person may be trying to figure you out. They might be trying to act cool, calm, and just, but the Sun card says they're really drawn to you. So this here tells me they might find you challenging, but they're still going to approach you. So let's see the movement. Ace of Swords. You might get clear this week on somebody's intentions with you. It looks like somebody here really wants to talk or break the ice with you. It seems genuine. You might be thinking somebody's not being transparent, but you probably feel it. You probably know it intuitively that somebody really is just having a hard time initiating with you. So it looks like it shifts this week. You might figure out something, or somebody might tell you something. This could be the first talk or about feelings. Maybe somebody is finally having the courage and all of a sudden says something to you. Any advice for you? 7 of Pentacles. All right. So this is here. Maybe some of you, wondering if you should give up on something, or wondering if you should just give up on love in general. But to me, this feels like you could be making some future plans here starting this week. So now if you're dealing with a past person, let's look at, or a current person that you're challenged with, but it's been ongoing, right? We're looking in that direction now, or past returning. Let's see Aries through Pisces. Aries, well, you got some messages coming in. Of course, I miss you, I love you, or feelings growing with you and an Aries. Taurus still hangs out in the background, admiring you. They got feelings. They're just not ready to share them. They feel a connection, or they're starting to feel a connection with you spiritually. Gemini, in love with you. You may hear from a Gemini. No matter what's going on, they always feel a pull towards you. Cancer as well. You got the Two of Cups. So you have a lot of energy that could be possible returns of somebody wanting to return the call, wanting to reconnect with you. But if you are dealing with these signs and it's a challenge, it looks like any conflict with Cancer, you may be up for conversation soon. Leo too. Leo wanting to make amends. Leo wanting to talk to you again. Virgo making an honest offer. Right. So it looks like they want to start things again. I mean, guys, if you have a history, remember, there's a lot of other things. These are just general, but it doesn't mean anything's guaranteed. Libra, the Hierophant, things might actually come together, level up with you and a Libra. You guys kind of value the same things. Your relationship may finally start growing. Scorpio, looks like that chapter's over, find closure, but it looks like you did all you can. Everything was good. It's time to move. Sagittarius, looks like a return, wanting to give this a second chance. Capricorn, they're still coming back in there. You might be going through some challenges or distance with a Capricorn, but this is showing a happy outcome. Aquarius, with another Aquarius, it could be over. You already know it. It's like sometimes, things served its purpose. And Pisces, a headache, right? There's still a lot of negative energy between you and a Pisces. Right now, there could be some, they're stuck in another situation and they can't do anything. All right, Pisces. Thanks, guys, for still hanging out here, being here with me today. Hope you had an amazing weekend. All right. Two. All right. Hello, Mr. Ether. Hello, Miss Taja. All right. Pisces. Let's take a look. Pisces. We're looking first at the energy that's coming towards you, the person, and the movement this week, if any. Current and present new was the first part of the read. The second part of the read is going to be past and somebody that you're currently just really challenged with. All right. Knight of Swords for you at the bottom of the deck. You know, I mean, just choose wisely this week, because you could have some people coming back in, feeling, you know, you could get wrapped up in some, arguments. Be careful with this. Very argumentative, right? So if you do have a past person coming back around this week, I would say, just be mindful not to get too wrapped up or put too much weight on things they say. They might just say things ruthlessly. Now, you're also getting some quick energy, though, here. So a situation that you're currently dealing with, you may be like, I don't even know what the hell's going on with this situation, right? So you may find yourself trying to assume and figure things out. And anytime somebody's silent, you're, questioning everything. And then you come up with this narrative. And this is saying, watch your assumptions, because somebody could be sitting there, planning a surprise party for you and acting all weird, and you think they're trying to break up with you, and next thing you know, you're having a party and they're asking you to marry them, so you never know with that kind of energy. So let's take a look at who's coming towards you, and I'm seeing the Six of Pentacles. So it could be somebody that's acting kind of more friendly, more nonchalant, somebody in need of something or asking for your help about something, or returning a favor or returning a debt. So if somebody owes you something, they will try and make their way back in this week. If they know it's their turn to reach out to you, they will reach out to you. This is somebody putting in some effort, somebody who respects you in a lot of ways. And sometimes it's just about negotiating, compromising, who pays for what, who does what, so it's like, rather than arguing, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. So this is where things could get confusing with you with somebody this week. It's like, but this is a way we figure out where we stand. You got a very earthy energy here, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And you could be balancing the scales this week. Like, hey, it's your turn. So remember, if you've been doing everything, maybe this week is their turn to start doing stuff. So what draws them to you? The Devil. Oh my God. What draws them to you? Obviously, you guys really feel each other. There is definitely some lust and some, desperate need for you. Somebody really feels attached to you. Somebody really wants you. And what draws them to you is also what could be very unhealthy between the two of you. So I be mindful. The Devil card, it's just like, you guys, that's like the Lover's card. You guys have an intensity with each other. Right? You feel intense. It's real energy. It's real soul energy, but you guys trigger, and you guys, you could still make it work, but also, they feel like they owe you something. They feel like they got to pay you, but they feel like there's something there, but it's mutual. So both of you guys could be really, really obsessing about each other. But you also can really, that's where I was getting that energy. And I was like, why is Pisces energy going kind of negative here? But it's not. It's just saying that you guys could easily trigger each other and assume, so this week we might be really talking about, hey, we got to face this problem here. We got to figure this out. Easily get lost in, they're obviously addicted to you. How do they view you? The Four of Pentacles. You shut down, or you close off, or they feel like you can't let go of something. You hold on to maybe even a grudge or something that's happened. I don't know. But to me, it feels like when they feel like they've hurt you, or they feel like they can't understand you or read you, they come in faster. but it feels like you pull your energy away and it drives them crazy. So whenever you pull your energy away, and I see that you're very protective of yourself because this person does trigger you. So it must be a very intense energy. You guys are stuck on each other right now. You both are stuck on each other. And it may feel out of both of your control. But we got to figure out maybe this week why, because this person doesn't like when you pull their energy away. And maybe they know they need to really step up. Very earthy energy. You have Capricorn right here. So what's the block? What's the real problem here? Look, oh my God, the Lover's card. Pisces. This is one of those. It's a soul. It feels, your person feels it. They may be acting like they don't at times. It can, neither of you want to hurt each other. Neither of you want to be away from each other. Neither of you, but you both can really piss each other off. And then one of you can pull away and it looks like you're in one of these. I don't do this anymore because, I mean, I have been through it. So don't think I haven't been. I got off that train, the twin flame connection. All right. Some of us, I don't know, some of us in this world are called to that kind of connection. And then you go through it and then you learn from it. And then you either decide I'm off it or I'm done. I don't need it. I don't want it. And this is what I feel like. And Pisces, sometimes things can really get hard for you because you can easily get caught up in fantasy too. But, so it's like, but it feels like your person is caught into this too. Like you both are feeling it. It's mutual. But remember, if there's an addiction, if there's an unhealthiness, you have to, the job of this relationship is for you to figure out what the patterns are. What is this Four of Pentacles in the Devil card? What is this possessiveness? What is this fear? What is this thing that root issue that's coming in for you? Because for this to really do its work, do its job, you both have to kind of see what the hell is going on. It's usually an attachment style that is bringing up some of our deepest wounds that we need to heal. And this is what so some of you are pulling in your person. They're still in your energy field. They're still in your orbit. I have Gemini, Virgo, and Earth energy. Now let's see you, the Seven of Wands. Look at you. It looks like you're very much like anybody tries to come at you. You know what I mean? You can kind of be very conflicted. Seems like you're dealing with an intense energy right now, but you're still going to push through. You want to figure it out. It seems like you're determined to figure it out. But I am seeing boundaries and, staying grounded during this energy, because this can be a very intense, one of those intense weeks for you. So you got to stay grounded here. And some of you here too, it's like your person easily finds their way in and you forgive so easily. And then it's like, this is telling me that you really got to lay down the law. All right. Speak your truth. Movement this week. I see a reunion. I see you guys getting together. You guys can't resist. Advice for you. Ace of Cups. This is healing, opening your heart, and I really can't. It's just a new beginning. It's another doorway opening up for you. It's a reconciling. But what I really want to say is that this isn't going to go away. So if this person's coming back in, you might be on a long road here. So I can't give you solid advice, right? It just feels like you both want to reconcile. But I think the most important thing is figuring out what this attachment style is so that you don't have a long, torturous road of this kind of relationship, And it does feel like there's love there. There's honest love there. It's just that you both got your triggers. Now, if you're dealing with this seems like this is very important to you guys. So this could even be a past person too. So I'm going to do Aries through Pisces. And if you're dealing with a difficult situation, I'll see what else is coming through for each one of you. And this could be new love coming in. So you may be meeting this person that is your twin, or you're the one that's going to bring a real lot of growth for you. Aries, I see conflict and challenges with you and an Aries. You both, it's like, constant, you're always constantly having to fix things, right? They could be coming back around, but it still looks like there is some tension between the two of you. Taurus, I see a conversation coming in with you and a Taurus. You guys still really care about each other, or you're just building your relationship and you guys, it gets stronger every time you talk. Gemini, all right, you got Gemini kind of off in the background, wondering if, you guys made the wrong decision or if you guys can make things work. Cancer, battleground, right, but they're not giving up. So they may pull away a little bit, but you guys still have another go in it. Leo coming in with an offer, all right, maybe serious offer this time. Maybe things have changed. Virgo, the Sun card, all right, so soul connection, falling in love with you. You have a Virgo here that feels the connection. They love your energy. Libra, all right, it's going to be a timing thing. Libra kind of going at their own pace, doing their own thing. You may be waiting a while. I can see a beard growing. Scorpio, it looks like things are too heavy between the two of you, and they've already reached a point where it's too much. Sagittarius, the Justice card. So guilt may be weighing on them. They may miss you or just want to reconcile with you. Capricorn, I'm seeing at a distance here, still maybe thinking about you. But right now, quiet, distant, aloof, long distance, but you're still on their mind. Aquarius coming back in, wanting your attention, right? So it looks like a little win here. Aquarius likes your attention. Some of this I'm trying to figure out, because some of this feels like it could even be because where this was all about the twin flame, it feels like this could be a mix of, new people too. So I don't know. Take what you will in your reading, Pisces. Yours took a whole different route than anybody else's. In Pisces, you got the Nine of Cups. So your wish is my command. And it's like the Nine of Cups there, it's love, it's a relationship, it's a gift coming in. You and Pisces really feeling each other, really feeling connected emotionally. And it does feel like you're in a difficult situation, but one that's meant for both of you to really, really figure out. It's a real intense connection, but it's what you called in, it's what you want. And I'm seeing a happy ending with you and another Pisces. All right, I love you guys. All right, so I am putting the questions close up because these went long today. And let's see. Let me put up the timestamps real quick. I might need 2 seconds to run to the restroom, and then I'm going to get into if some people want to put some questions in, you still have time. I just put it up. But when I come back, I'm going to answer the questions, and I'm not going to take any more. All right, let me put the timestamps up. Come on. Thank you guys for hanging out. All right, I'll be right back. I just put the timestamps up. Hey, I spend more time washing my hands. I do. I am efficient. All right, give me a minute. All right, I am back. All right, guys, let's do this. Let's see if, maybe double check to see if anybody. All right, Jen, and then Kay. All right, so this is who I have: Jen, Fernando, Rebecca. I have a bill, but I don't know what it's $10 for a read-in. Make sure you guys follow the directions, because YouTube takes half of the super chat. So it's like, I don't know what the conversion is, and I don't know, but it's USD. And then Isa, Mitzi, and Casey, and then I am done. All right, let's go. It looks like London, right? Isn't that but still, I don't make it that much, and I've never changed the prices, and I always said I never would for the super chats. So at least do the minimum that I ask. All right. But it's usually more if pounds. If pounds are there, they're usually more, right? Let's see. Jen. All right, what does July look like for you and E? Yeah, that's $1.34. Yeah, come on, guys. All right, I have 9 of Wands, so let's see. It's gonna be, not chocolate cake and frosting, but I mean, whatever you've been dealing with, you will be dealing with the same pretty much setbacks, right? But it just seems ongoing. So, still there, still in your life, the same kind of shit, different day, I guess is the way to put it. But I got the Star card, this lightens up, the Queen of Wands, and I have the Knight of Swords. What I would say is things could possibly turn out pretty positive between the two of you. Things could turn around, but the Knight of Swords is showing up this month as well, too. So be mindful that think about all the things that causes problems between the two of you, or the challenges that you have. Whatever's your biggest challenge with this person is going to drive you mad during this next month, right? And it's like, if you could choose to focus your assumptions on being, more positive, or just maybe if it's you that's getting frustrated because you just can't, you're tired, you're worn out, you're tired of the bullshit, or you're just tired of pursuing something. This is saying surrender. It still looks like things could turn around with this energy with the Knight of Swords. But you don't need to put any more work into it. They need to show up, and it does look like they're coming in to show up. So conversation could go in two different directions. It can go from arguing, pissed off, frustration, to you know, kiss and make up. So whatever you've been dealing with seems to be ongoing over the next month. The Star card and the Queen of Wands is asking you to maybe loosen your grip and also contain conversation. Maybe less defensiveness, maybe less assuming, maybe less, um, controlling over the situation and see what happens. But you have a positive energy here with the Star card that says, don't give up here. It says don't give up. But yet, if you want something to change, what is it that's ongoing that you have control over, that you can redirect that energy? And maybe it will, conversation or communication will ease up. That's what I have for you. And you're showing up as the Queen of Wands. So it's saying don't underestimate yourself. So if that's one of your biggest issues is underestimating yourself and lack of confidence is coming through, or you're stressed because this has been something that you're just tired of dealing with, that's going to come through your communication, which is going to add fuel to the fire. All right. Sending you love. All right, Fernando. I don't want to assume it's just a general because I'll be like, oh, it's a general. And then I'll go in there and you'll have asked me a question. All right. Look at you did. That is so wild. Oh my God. All right. So that's a sign that apparently I'm tuned in right now. All right. So let's go with it. I was just like, I was going to do just a general. And then I'm like, because you always, every single time. And then this time you have a question. All right. NA, how does he feel towards you? All right, Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what's going on. So him, the Eight of Pentacles. What pulls him towards you? I'm doing the same thing I just did for the reading. All right, he likes what he sees. You guys seem to have a lot in common. I don't know, do you work together? He's very focused. His energy right now, the first card is him, not how you see him, just how he's showing up. So he's showing up as the Eight of Pentacles, which is somebody that is very productive, just started a job, wants to do their best, or is just always has to do their best, very skilled and very focused. So they can come across as if they're not thinking, or you just can't read them. And usually it's because they are one track minded. Like if they are into something, they're totally focused on that. And then, but here with the Judgment card, what pulls them towards you is you got them thinking. You got them really thinking. So he could be judging, or she could be judging whether or not you guys could really commit, whether you guys could really make this work, whether this could really work, whether where could this go? Maybe thinking about, possibilities, ready to move this into a new direction, this relationship. All right. So how do they view you? The Emperor card. You got it going on. You seem to got it together. Aries energy. Very spunky, very attractive. You know your shit. You seem to be in control. They might look at you like you're a little guarded. So be mindful if you tend to give off a very stern, very controlled energy. But I see interest. I see, but not showing it fully yet. Maybe wanting to make a decision. It's like somebody here waking. It's almost like he's wakening up or she's wakening up to, they're wakening up to, wow, there's something here. Maybe they weren't aware of it before. I want something different. It would be nice to have something different, or it'd be nice to feel comfortable with somebody else, or, you know, I could feel comfortable with this. I could feel safe. I feel a safe energy. You know, I could feel grounded with this. You know, you guys have a lot in common. What's the block, if anything? The Devil card. Slight obsession. Temptation. A bond that they can't really explain. Are you guys, I don't know what kind of relationship this is, but the block could be anywhere from, I've got, you know, we work, you're a temptation, you're my vice, you're my obsession. Or something could be keeping them stuck. An addiction, another obsession, another relationship. Fear of what others might think, fear of change in their life, moving in a new direction. But the good news is the Judgment's coming up saying, you know, they're starting to see above that. They're starting to see past that. You know, they might even be thinking and pondering on whatever this is. It's still there and it's not going anywhere. So I need to, you know, decide to see where it takes me, see where it might take us. Let's see you, the Hanged Man. It's just been, you feel kind of stuck here, like things haven't been changing, things haven't been moving, and you just kind of feel left out in the knowing. And I can see why, because you have somebody here who could have so much going on in their mind with a Judgment card, right? But yet they look like they're not interested or they're too busy. So this is the hard read, but the attachment is still there. What do we do with this? You know, I'm interested in the way they view you, the Emperor card. I mean, you know, that says the most to me right there. You're somebody with status. You're somebody with composure. You're somebody who's built strong. You're somebody who's got it together. You're somebody, you know, that is somebody. But the problem is here, you're not seeing any change happen. So they really do, you know, any deeper feelings here, the King of Wands, it feels like you guys are feeling the same way, but there's the Judgment coming in here of where this can go or what should we do with this. But they have a strong attraction to you. And I'm seeing two, you know, King of Wands and Emperor, almost similar, almost the same. Big heart, you know, feeling the pull, feeling the attraction, feeling the passion, but also there's control here, both trying to control feelings and both kind of masking feelings too, because you have like whistling. I feel like, you know, we see it, we feel it, nothing's changing, nothing's moving, but you know, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. So both of you kind of guarding your true feelings, even though you both feel the connection. And maybe, you know, it's not healthy or it's not good for you, or it's not the time. Any movement towards you? I got the Six of Cups. I just feel like with this energy that's coming through for you is that you both are mutually attracted, feeling the same thing, that you guys, the more you think about each other in this Devil card, the more it's going to pull you guys together. So you may notice them softening up a little bit if that's the case, or coming back around, or reaching out, or, you know, maybe something, an act of kindness, doing something for you. You know, so if there's any space or you have been some silence between the two of you guys, it's not going to last. That's what I have for you, Fernando. Any advice just in case? I see the Hierophant. You know, stick to your core values is what I've got. You know, don't step up. You know, this can be a very spiritual, can be very tempting, but you got to do it right. Maybe for some reason there's the pause is for a purpose. The pause is here for a purpose. All right. Love you. Sending love. All right. Rebecca. I saw my Gemini right before the holiday. We had a good time, but then he left it funny. Why did he leave the way he did? Let's see. Why didn't, then he left it funny. I want to see if anything comes through. Remember, Gemini, hard to read right now, maybe. 4th of July, there was a conjunction with Mars and Gemini and Uranus, so there could have been why did he leave the way he did? Let's see. That's a good answer. All right. Why did he leave the way he did? The Temperance card. Let's see. The 10 of Pentacles. Over family. Like, he may have... All right. So this just really hit. He may have a meter, a family meter. He may have a celebration meter that says, I can only be here for so long. You know, I only like, so some people don't like being around gatherings for so long, especially if the focus is on them or the pressure's on them to perform in some way. That's what that, you know, there may have been too much going on. I don't know if there was a lot of kids, family, chatter. I mean, you know, the Temperance card, and this is just like sometimes moderation, like he gave, it's one of these things where look at what he did, not what he didn't do, maybe, and see what he did do. Was that enough? Was that good? Was the time, did he give you all kinds of attention? Did he seem like when he was there, he was really happy, it was good? You said you had a good time. But that might have been his natural limit. Like in family, relationship, responsibilities, I need a break. But the fact that he was there and you had a good time, you know, in that time period, was everything the way you wanted it to be? And was there no performance? Did he really want to be there? Because if he's doing something for you, that says a lot. You know, but if it was just togetherness and investing, the 10 of Pentacles tells me he was putting time in, he was investing in this connection. But then sometimes, but see, even that, maybe sometimes it's just like the Temperance card is like, you know, everything in moderation. So it sounds like he's trying to, if it's just you and him, it sounds like he's trying to moderate the time between the two of you. Like he really is, you know, this is our time, but then, you know, maybe I got other things to do, or I just want to, you know, kind of keep it at this pace. So, you know, a pacing issue. You want more? Left to like a business, and you know, it could be. And what if it was the same thing? He left to be with his aunt and cousin. Maybe he was going over there to do the same thing, do his rounds. Maybe he had too many people to attend to, because this is family. So he left to be with his aunt and cousin. He left to be with his family, but he showed up to spend time with you too. And to me, this is pacing. It's like, if he wanted everybody to be together, or if you guys were further along in your relationship, maybe he would have invited you to go. But maybe he doesn't feel like, you know, he wants to go to that step yet. But that's why I'm saying, like, if he was there with you, I need you to focus on the quality of when he was with you, right? So that's why, if he was with you and you forced him and he was there and he was sulking the whole time and he didn't want to be there and you didn't have a good time, I'd say fuck that, right? But if he was there and he's spending time with you and you had a good time and you felt like he was really present for you, and then he left to go to family, that's where he's trying to maintain a certain pace between you two, but plus he's also trying to maintain balance with his family and relationships, other things he's doing. So that's a good thing. But if, you know what I mean, if it was the other way, it's just not, it's not, you wanted more. You're ready for more. You're ready for more commitment with this person, you know, and he still doesn't know what he wants. You know, he wants it to be right where it's at, right? The Hanged Man and the Eight of Cups. So he's trying to, what's the word I'm looking for, Angel? He's trying to keep the relationship at his pace, at his, and he knows that, I mean, you want him there all the time. You're ready for more. And he's, yeah. So I wouldn't, again, I would sit there and I would think about how it made you feel with him with you. And if you felt like he was invested and he was making the best of the time he was with you. And if he was putting effort, then I would take that as a sign he wouldn't be there if he didn't want to be. But the problem is you want more right now and you're not getting it from him just yet, and he's not ready. So that's a timing and a pace issue. So I'm confused. He invited you, but had soccer on, and he just said, talk to you soon. So there's nothing wrong. Why do you think there's something wrong? But he invited you and he said, talk to you soon. That's something going on with you. You're not happy with what it is, but I don't think, if you're not happy with something about this relationship being 2.5 years, and this is where it's at, this is what you get. this is what you get. You know, it's like, you've been doing this for 2.5 years. He's not going to change. This is his personality. This is his temperament. But he invited you to go and said, talk to you soon. And he's keeping it still at the pace. Like, he's in no rush and you want more. Does that make sense? I'm not trying to talk you out of this connection. I'm trying to show you where your values are off. And because your values are off, he's not doing anything different. He don't think he's doing anything wrong, but you're always going to feel like there's something wrong because he's not meeting your needs. But he did invite you. You didn't want to go. And that's why he said, talk to you soon. So there's something deeper there that I can't figure out unless, you know, it's hard to shake the feeling. But that's feeling though. I know that it's hard to shake those feelings, but feelings, remember, feelings take over logic. You can have feelings and love for somebody and desire for somebody, but if they're the logic behind it, if they're not consistently showing up for you and you spent the night together, I mean, they're getting what they need, what they want, but you're not getting what you need, what you want. And if somebody else is not willing to change, the only thing that can happen is you make a decision. That's where it gets complicated. And that's where, like, I can only go so far because I'm not a counselor. I don't have the answers for all that. You know, it's like you want it to change, but people are married for 40 years and their person never changes. You know, so I'm not seeing anything that stands out. To answer your question, why did he leave the way he did? He was going to see family. He invited you, and it seemed like he was just splitting his time between family. But I didn't get anything like he was lying to you or wanted to get the hell out of there. Or if he didn't invite you, so that you said he invited you, but now you're saying he didn't invite you. If you look up above, you said he invited you, but if he didn't invite you, it's because he doesn't want you. He doesn't want you to be there with his family. He's making this relationship comfortable for him, but it's not comfortable for you. He's not ready to mesh the family with the relationship. I'm sending love because I don't know if that's 100% true. That's just, and he, have you told him it bothers you? Have you told him that you wanted to go? Have you told him, why didn't you ask him, why didn't he invite you? Are you confronting some of these issues, or are you keeping them in because they can't read your mind either? So I would say you have to confront some of this stuff. Yeah. You have to put your foot down and confront some of these things. I know it's hard when you have feelings. Believe me, I know it's hard when you have feelings for somebody. You'll settle for things and hope that it gets better over time, but you're seeing that you're getting the same thing over time. Maybe East is right too. East has been coming up with some good points lately. And he's a guy, so you get a guy's perspective. My son's a Gemini rising, and even he dated a Gemini, and they were perfect together. You know, they were really good. They were busybodies. They got to go. They got to do things. Gemini, my dad's a Gemini. I mean, it's just like, they're not as complex as you think, but they're more superficial. They want to be active. They want to keep doing things, you know. Every time I try to go super deep in a reading for a Gemini, they're just like, they snore. They're like, come on, you know. Yes, that's a Gemini. But again, if that's not good enough for you, that's where the hardest decision is, to walk away. You know, I mean, that's the thing. You can love somebody and still be like, this just isn't good enough for me. All right. Well, what is it? What is what they call good karma? All right. To me, at this point in my life, you know, karma is actions and consequences. Even past ancestral karma is actions and consequences. So if you come into this world and your family has a lot of karma, bad karma, it's the way they're raised, it's the actions, it's the way their family, the things they did. So somebody actively has to change that pattern so that you can not feel like you just have bad karma. And when you're younger, you think things just happen to you and you're like, why do I have such bad luck, bad karma? But a lot of it was already in play and a lot of things were already happened, and subconsciously we run on autopilot. So we do choices, make choices, and say things that have consequences that we don't even realize. And then plus, if we're around people that, do certain things, that disrupts our karma too. And so good karma is when you, to me, it feels like when you actively are pursuing or making choices, conscious choices to be places, do things, follow your truth. And this is where, honestly, good karma too. This is why having a strong moral compass and having something bigger than you to believe in, you choose differently and you bring in good karma into your life. And you make better choices. And that's what good karma is. And some people are born and raised in situations that already have a rough start. So you have to figure it out as you go. And then some people even are born into bad situations and they just have different type of personalities that can figure it out sooner than some other people. And then even like me, like I'm always a day late and a dollar short. I got to stop saying that. But my karma bites me in the ass all the time because you know what I mean? I just don't see it. But part of it is our journey to open up to it and to learn and to grow from it. And truly, I think karma just really does. Some people will say some things are just fated, and we can look at that and maybe, I can't argue the different perspectives. There's so many different perspectives. But all you can do is be in control of your own actions and always know that everything has a cause and effect. And that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you listen to what I just said, you can erase bad karma. You totally can. Now collectively, you know what I mean? Like the United States, the president, everybody, we all have karma. We make decisions, shit happens, and we're all the product of that karma. But we also, that's why there's voting. And that's why the karma is, do we have all the knowledge that we should have before we vote? So there's always a consequence of not being educated. So no matter how you look at it, and as much as it stings, it can all come back to what actions did you take, or you know what I mean? Or what choices did you make? And you can erase bad karma by acknowledging it and changing the pattern. But also, I believe personally that when you come into alignment with your true, when you know where your moral compass is, when you believe or have faith, or you know, you follow certain core principles, you can erase bad karma just because your internal compass is going to say, I'm not going down that road. There's a big sign that says caution. Right? So we do have control over some of this, over a lot of it. But like, you know, even on the bigger scale, but it takes a lot of karma, a lot of, like I said, the bigger karma, or some people might say, well, I didn't ask for this, or, you know, this is out of my hands. But if you follow the lines, it can come down to people can make changes, but some karma takes longer to change, and more education. And good karma comes from, you know, like an example, I did everything I possibly could do to get my kids straight, even despite some of the challenges we've had and despite some of my own mistakes. But my kids have a better start than I had. And that is, I've set them on a new, now they have their own karma. And they may be still unraveling. I'm sure they're unraveling a lot of karma that I brought into it too, that I'm still working on. But they also have some good karma that I have erased the bad and set them on a new path. And now they have their own choices. So you have, and I do believe as we heal as adults, we still influence anybody that's, you know, any of our children or our grandchildren. Right? So it just continues, you know, and some is harder to change than others. Good question. I hope my answer made, you know, it resonated. That's just where I believe now. I still pray and still cleanse and still say, please erase any bad karma I have, or, you know, I still believe in prayer. And prayer changes karma, you know what I mean? I believe that though, but that also comes down to your core principles and beliefs as well too. You know, the power of prayer, no matter how you look at it, is in any culture, is very much probably one of the most powerful things. All right, anything coming towards you this week in love? Yes, thank you all. Thank you, Lisa. I'm almost done. I'm sure you will in some form or another. Yeah, what I'm talking about, just to make a comment on that, is this has got to be something you practice every day. This has got to be your core. This isn't I go get cleansed on Sunday, you know. This is you got to know, you got to truly know your values and your faith. All right, so maybe not that much activity this week in love. 4 of coins, 4 of swords, and the Empress card. So what I'm seeing right now is you got to find the beauty in being and taking care of yourself. This is a cleanse. This is a feel good by yourself and find ways to feel good. So I'm only looking at the week, and I chose to look at the week for you because when we're just looking at what's coming towards me in love or anything, I don't want to go too far out there because that could definitely damper somebody's mood. So this week, the focus is on feeling good for you, finding ways to make yourself feel beautiful, feel loved, feel magnetic, feel nourished. And I am seeing a little maybe mini vacation or a reset or some rest. you know, and letting go of control for the week, you know, and just seeing what opens up for you. You know, don't waste your week worrying over things that are out of your control. So what's coming towards you in love this week is nothing's truly really standing out except some space or time to nourish yourself and connect with your beautiful self, you know. And I do see the Two of Wands, so I wanted to pull one more, but this does show me that this doesn't mean this is going to go on forever. This could be just a week for you to do this. We are seeing some movement, maybe moving further along here. We are seeing making plans or going out or getting out, going somewhere and doing something totally different that might bring in something new your way. So right now you are being asked to kind of hang back a little bit and give yourself a little bit of space this week. All right, I'm sending you love. So even if you are connected with somebody, this is more about you taking care of you and letting go of other people. Receive the love from other people. Let people come to you. All right. All right. 2 questions. You're welcome. That was actually, you know, I always feel bad inside because I'm like, I know people want to hear sometimes it's real spicy loving. There's a, you know, kings showing up. And then sometimes really, it really is just that. And it was a beautiful reading, but, you know, I just loved the, you know, remembering what it is about you that is so attractive. Because sometimes I think we forget our value and what we bring to the table. And when love is a struggle, we feel worse about ourselves. All right, let's see the first question, energy check. I know, but that one is more your control. The other one I know. All I can do is keep reading in hopes that sending the love and the beautiful energy so that it does manifest. All right. All right, so I am seeing some distance between you guys. You know, it's like, it does feel like, you know, it's been a long journey, it's been a long path, and maybe we're starting to find meaning now. There's meaning here to the connection. But I do see that you guys still kind of are distant from one another. But maybe you are entering a new phase, though, you know? So let's see. The Lover's card. So there is an acknowledgement of feelings and the connection. You know, the Three of Swords, though, it hurts, but it feels like a separation is happening. Intentions right now are up in the air. So you guys will probably come back around because there is a bond here that you both recognize. But right now it feels like space is needed to heal. And disappointing energy, like she feels like she's disappointing you. But intentions right now is the Wheel of Fortune. And it's like, right now, it's like, she's got to have time to really think about which direction this is going to go in. It can go any which way right now. It just seems like it's too soon to decide. You know, it's one of these things where we have a conversation with somebody and we say, I just want closure, but you really don't. You're just hoping that you get one more conversation so that you can try and mend things. But if this was a closure talk, she may feel like she knows it's not completely over. Right. It is kind of a sad energy in one way, but the acknowledgement of a connection is there, and the possibility for this to still, you guys both feel, you guys know you guys keep coming back around for some reason. And with the Lovers card, it's triggering something deeper on a soul level. So it is real love energy, but the Three of Swords just feels like, there's distance or separation between the two of you. The second question, did she interpret it as my closing the door? Yeah, she may have interpreted it as finally deciding to, move on, let go. It feels disappointed. Now I have the Queen of Pentacles. She cares about you. But I have the Seven of Wands here too. And I don't think she thinks it's, I don't think you guys are closing a door of an unspoken connection. I think she is independent and I think she wants to be by herself. I think she feels bad. There's a rejection here. Maybe she feels bad for rejecting you because she keeps her walls up. She's pushed you away, or you're putting up a block, or you are closing it off. But I don't think she believes that it's over. I don't think she's interpreting it as closing the door. I just think that you guys right now feel something for each other, but she's got, I don't know if she's ready for it. It might be more difficult for her rejecting you or knowing that you're sad, or she's disappointed you, or you're disappointed, or she's disappointed in the way things turned out. But all the other cards are indicating that you guys still will be back around. Like you guys aren't going to let, this was more like a cry, the wolf cry, if anything. In a sense, that's not a bad thing, but it's just what it kind of is. All right, guys. She's the Queen of Pentacles, which to me is somebody that, is used to being alone, being on her own at times, or just focusing on career, or, just being single. I love you guys. Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, congratulations to my son. I needed some good news. Oh, okay. Let me see. All right. I still got the other one, so I'll wait a few minutes, but all right. But what is this number? All right, I'll pull 3 cards. I'll just go for it because I gotta go. All right, let's see. Is there anybody coming towards you? Is there anybody coming towards you? All right, let's see. I will do the technique that I do. So we're going to count till we get to the first ace. All right, so days, weeks, months, you choose. Days, weeks, months. It could be either you know, I just do that because I don't want to go years. All right. So it does look like you have been alone, you've been single, or, you know, just difficult love life. So let's count, right? 1, 2, you're doing a little soul searching right now, trying to figure out your own life. 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a Queen of Pentacles. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So I got 23 real love, commitment, 23 days, weeks, months. All right. The start of true love, new love. But in the meantime, you have a very active, all right. I see you talking to several people. You have options, but I do see the Hermit here. So it does look like you keep yourself pretty withdrawn, and it's hard for you to really show up and show yourself, right? You're hard to read. I do see a Queen of Swords and I see a Queen of Pentacles. So you may be dealing with a couple people during this time period. And I am seeing, you know, a chance that somebody may have a kid, but I am seeing you have somebody from your past that you can't let go of. You need to move on from that one, right? They may return at a later date because I am seeing 2 people here. But what's holding you back is you can't seem to let go of somebody that's really, really weighing on you. Or you are picky. Or it's hard for you to open up and really let somebody in. But I see a lot of activity happening here, right? And there is a couple kings here too. So it could be a friend of a friend or somebody you know through another couple. But 23 is your number. So 23 days, weeks, months, you could meet somebody during that time, or your full commitment will come in during that time. And I do see several people. So it's not going to be an inactive love life, but a solid, letting go at the moment is difficult for you, the 10 of Swords. All right, that's that card right there. So it's really hard for you. So this is a time period for you to process. Right now, it's almost like we want somebody to take away the pain. You know, somebody else come in quickly so I can move on. But the good news is you have an active time period coming in for you. There looks like other people or people around you, people want to talk to you, and some flirting maybe. But I do see the Ace of Cups coming in. So right now it could be about you healing. You're in it's very difficult for you right now at this point. And you don't want to just choose anybody. And I can see that with you. That's why the Hermit card comes in, because it's like you want what you want. And if somebody doesn't compare to the person that you're trying to let go of, you're not going to see the real beauty of a new person right now. Unless they're amazing and they say, I'm here to change your life. All right, guys, I love you. I got to let you go before I hit the 4-hour mark. I don't want to be on much longer. And I will see you guys in membership tomorrow. All right. Take care. Thanks for being here, guys. And thanks to my moderators. I love you guys.